The following announcement has been provided by the 199 Battalion.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Dashing through the chat on a CobraCast trolling night. Jeremy's on the mic, roasting left and right. Geeks and gamers cheer with eggnog in their mugs, while D-Day Cobra's lurking, getting all the chugs. What a fig! Oh, CobraCast, CobraCast. Jeremy's dropping truth bombs all night long. Oh, oh, oh. Who wouldn't go to troll D-Day Cobra with his glow? CobraCast, CobraCast. Let the roasting of his chestnuts begin. D-Day's got a mullet. Where do we begin? Bells on stream are ringing. Memes are flying fast. Jeremy's got the facts. Crying lefties in the past. Santa's list is checking. Naughty or nice we see. D-Day's on the naughty, with his conspiracies proven right. Oh, CobraCast, CobraCast. Jeremy's dropping truth bombs all night long. Oh, oh, oh. Who wouldn't go to troll of D-Day Cobra with his glow? CobraCast, raise your glass high. Merry roasting to all and to all. A CobraCast good night.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. If you complain, I'm going to play the motherfucker again. I'm going to play it again if you complain. Just keep complaining. AI must be banned. Then get rid of your fucking profile picture, cosmic treason. Do you think, like, your basic profile picture was created by AI? Your basic profile picture that you failed to change was created by AI. Good job on that one. But breaking news. I did cut my hair. I shaved my head. It's all gone. All the hair is gone. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get rid of it. I feel good. It feels great. It's so nice. It's like completely gone. So, I feel free. I feel free. So, yeah, it's great. Back to the old days, man. Back to the old days. So I couldn't deal with this shit, man. So maybe we'll let it grow out again. But yeah, I had to get rid of that stuff. So hope you're all doing well. It is time for Christmas. It is December 22nd. It is the week of Christmas. Yeah, Christmas miracle. Why did you grow it? Laziness. I mean, I didn't like choose to let it grow out. It was just laziness more than anything. So yeah. So I'll get lazy again and just not cut it. So, but it was a lot to deal with. So feeling much better, with a shaved head. Packy Proton says you can't have a Geeks and Gamers member on Park Place without making gay joke. I don't make the rules. Sorry, Jay. Hail to drunk 3PO. Little Jim Sailor says 60 minutes. Don't want to get sued. Lying. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Sean becomes a member. Dark Red Knight says somehow you look gayer now. Yeah, that's just how it goes. I have not been paying attention to a lot of stuff lately. Like I know the Turning Point stuff has happened. And I guess Nicki Minaj is the right wing's favorite person all of a sudden, which, look, man, I like what she had to say, but you know, I think it's funny that the right is just praising her like crazy now. But I'm fine with her being there. I'm fine with her calling out Newsom. I'm fine with her calling out Trump. But it's like it shows me that the conservatives are so concerned with famous people, just like the Democrats are. They just are like, oh, this person's famous. And they agree with us. Oh my goodness, let's embrace this person. And I'm like, okay, I guess, but whatever. Dan Vass says, does she like retro games though? These are the most important questions right here. These are the most important questions. Just be proud. No more Candace talk. I mean, I can talk Candace if you want. You brought Candace up, not me. Anjanette says, seeing is believing. Off with the cap. I need new material. I can't show you guys how bald I am, so I can't do that. It's completely gone, though. It's completely gone. 8 o'clock says, have an interview today and playing Fortnite. Let's go Snake Pit. Hey, good luck, brother. Good luck. Yeah, we do. We're going to cover some of the stuff that we saw. JD Vance had a great speech at AmFest. And yeah, the reaction has just been all over the place. With where people are on this. I saw Tim Dillon was calling out Erica Kirk. And Nicki Minaj had this weird moment during her appearance at AmFest. So she made this appearance with Erica Kirk because it was advertised that Erica Kirk was, I guess, had a special guest or some crap like that. And it turned out to be Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj got up on stage. She called out Gavin Newsom. She praised President Trump. She praised JD Vance. But in her conversation with Erica Kirk, there was a very weird moment where she called JD Vance an assassin right in front of Erica. And it got awkward for a minute. And I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm trying to find the clip right now. Erica handled it great, for the record. Okay, so right here, Erica handled it great. But let's just listen to this really quick. If the audio is loud enough, I hope it is.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you
this feels like Mick Foley level of pandering to the crowd. That's really what it doesn't feel genuine at all. But whatever.
like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Oh, God, it's so cringe. It hurts. It physically hurts to listen to this because she knows she messed up. What a weird thing to say.
JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say this, and you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
I got it. Erica Kirk handled this so great. I cannot compliment her enough on how well she handled this.
Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord. And words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart. I do not
Thank
judge
you, my
that.
sister. Thank you. For boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that?
Now, listen, I'm not mad at what's her name? Nicki Minaj. I was going to say Cardi B. Listen, if you were to put Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj up on stage and asked me to pick which one is which, I'm not sure I would be able to. So massive credit to Erica Kirk. Okay. Massive credit to her and how she handled that. And with her saying what she said, look, man, she's just up there. She's trying to think of, kind of gimmicky words to say. I get it. She kind of misspoke. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sit here and, get so mad at her for misspeaking. But more credit is to Erica and how she handled it. It really was a good way to handle it, and much respect to her. Now, with that said, Nicki Minaj, she is now getting crushed because apparently she's transphobic. That's right, everyone. Nicki Minaj being openly transphobic on TV. Quote, if you were born a boy, be a boy. There's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that? It is so funny to watch the left do this. It's so funny. So right here.
Boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy.
Amen.
How about that?
Amen.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a great answer. It's a great answer. Someone says, where's this account from? Let's look. This account is from Africa. Of course. Of course. Every single time you are being told to have an opinion from a foreign-based account, every fucking time. This is how it always works. Oh, gosh. You've been lied to for so long. Overall, the right is going crazy over Nicki Minaj being there. And again, I think it's a positive. So I don't want to sit here and pretend like it's not a good thing. It is definitely a good thing. It's definitely a positive. But it's like they're going overboard with this. And once upon a time, I remember another black female that the right was going crazy over and elevating and propping up. I don't know what she's up to these days. Oh, that's right. They're all crying about her at Turning Point USA. Huh. How'd that work out for you? So again, Nicki Minaj is being completely elevated by the right because of identity politics and because she's got a bunch of followers on Twitter. And you know that's the truth. And that's fine. I'm not saying that they shouldn't embrace her, but the context is very much important to understand. Because there's a lot of people out there that would have the same exact opinions of her, but they don't get put up on stage and they don't get celebrated. Why? Well, because they don't have a bunch of followers and they don't fit the identity that the right is wanting to push. Hey guys, look, we're not racist. We have a black woman on stage and she has opinions like us. Swanee for 20 says, finally, back to our sexy, fearless leader. Hail Unit 199. Mod lives matter. Chat lives matter. Let's freaking go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Swanee. MAGA Mike for 20 says, hey, y'all, ignore the online-only negativity. The Epstein stuff is just political. It's all fake. They don't give a shit about the victims, and they're scared of how strong we are because of Trump. Have a Merry Christmas. I agree. Understand that the Epstein stuff is not about Epstein. It's not about the victims. It's not about stopping horrible people from doing horrible things. It's about getting Trump. If it wasn't for Trump, you would never hear any prominent politicians talking about the Epstein stuff at all. You would have never heard a word about it. But because it's Trump, now that they have basically brainwashed all these people into thinking that there's something to it. And, the fact that Michael Jackson was caught up in this again just shows how and so many people are running with this idea that Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, oh, I guess he was a creep. It's like nobody's doing any fucking research whatsoever. And I don't really know what the source of those pictures were. But what's interesting is that one of those images that was going around about Michael Jackson was a Getty Images photo that was already publicly available. So what they did, they took this publicly available photo of Michael Jackson and his kids, and they uploaded it with the kids' faces redacted, blacked out, to create this narrative that Michael was standing there. Like, look, this is the real picture right here. That's Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton, Diana Ross, and their children. And they blacked out the faces of the children to make it look like there were victims there. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. This is a fucking Getty Images that they took. How did the DOJ upload? Like, did they release this picture with redacted faces? I have so many questions about it. But again, so everybody ran with that narrative. You had Chris Tucker, pictures with him. You had Kevin Spacey. You had Mick Jagger. Bill Clinton. I mean, it's more so it's the Clinton files at this point. It's not even the Epstein files. It's the Clinton files. It's absolutely crazy how much Bill Clinton. I feel like Bill Clinton, it might as well just call it the Clinton files at this point. But yeah, pretty crazy to see all that happen. Now, again, it's bad. Trump is guilty when the left has to create fake pictures of Trump to make Trump look bad. Trump's hand is on this little girl's leg. Except that's not a real photo. It's not a real photo. Good Lord, man, what is happening? These people will just create fake shit. It's like, if he's so guilty, why do you have to continue to create fake pictures to make him look bad? It's crazy, man. And so many people will just run with these narratives. It's crazy. MAGA Mike says, hey, y'all. I got that one. Thank you, MAGA Mike. Appreciate that. Oh, did you send that one twice? MAGA Mike? Did you send that one twice? No, you didn't. My bad. Right here. People are understandably frustrated with Trump from time to time, but he hardly gets any credit for how he brought so many people with different opinions, principles, and ideas together to fight against the leftist death cult. Agreed. Look, man, I think that the Trump DOJ, specifically Pam Bondi, and their handling of a lot of this stuff is absolutely justifiable to be called out. I don't know how they decided to pull Michael Jackson into this whole thing. It makes no sense to me whatsoever how that happened. And I mean, I've played it before. I don't know if I have the clip right now. I've played the clip of Trump talking about Michael Jackson back in the day. Trump went to bat for him many times. I'm shocked that I don't have this bookmarked somewhere. I usually do. What would it be under? I have so many bookmarks that it's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to keep up with all this shit. But yeah, Trump, back in the day at the height of the anti-Michael Jackson stuff, Trump was on Larry King Live. And, he basically said, like, I know Michael. He's not a pedophile. He's hung out with my kids. He's not even remotely close to anything that they say. And, but people don't care about that. But why was his pictures released like that? I don't understand. Let's see. Zergling Rush for 20 says, I used to goon to Nicki's Anaconda music video. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Well, I appreciate the information. I can honestly sit here and tell you right here, right now, I don't know any Nicki Minaj songs. Now, the reason I'm going to correct myself because I actually looked it up. Because I thought she did the WAP song. I swear I did. I thought Nicki Minaj did WAP. But it turns out that that's Cardi B, right? I think Cardi B is the one that did that one, correct? Or Ben Shapiro. Maybe. Looking this up now. Cardi the Stallion. The amount of, like, I've got this wrong so many times about who is who. Is this it? I'm trying to find this stupid clip that I told you guys existed, and I've covered it before a few times. I will say YouTube's search function is 1 billion times better than any other platform. It's actually not even close. I mean, I'm sitting here searching on Twitter right now, and I can't find what I'm looking for. This is it. Okay, here's what I'm looking for right here. Here's what I'm looking for.
That could mean life in prison, and cases like this can depend on the testimony of the child accuser.
In general, the child will be able to recall and recollect with some detail the incident, and that is persuasive to a jury, even if it is the only testimony that is available.
Jackson gave a wave when he was released after booking. He's scheduled for arraignment in January.
Michael's been a long-time resident of Trump Tower, and last night the Donald strongly reiterated his defense of Jackson with Larry King by going after the accuser's mother.
She's had plenty of experience at going after people. And she goes after him viciously and violently. And I saw a story and I read another story about some of the things she's done. And I don't believe it.
But you know what it's like when an indictment comes down.
It's tough.
It's presumption.
Dude, the fact that you have to understand, at the height of the anti-Michael Jackson stuff, it was career suicide to stand up for Michael Jackson. It was career suicide. Like, nobody was taking up for Michael. Nobody was touching that. They were like, man, this is a bad. And Trump is like calling out the accuser's mother. Like, holy shit. What an alpha Chad.
It's tough. It's tough to win, but I have a feeling he's going to win, Larry. The interesting thing is I've known Michael from many different standpoints, and Michael would spend a lot of time with my kids. I have beautiful kids, and at the time, like at Mar-a-Lago, and even in Trump Tower, the kids were very young. Michael would come, play with the kids. He just loved children. He was not a child molester, and I am certain of that. He loved children. He'd play with my son Eric and my son Donald, and he'd just play with them forever. He loved children, but he was not a child molester. And, you know, that whole final saga of Neverland and the police and what they did was, I think, a very, very bad part of Michael's life.
So the question I have for Trump is, like, why did your DOJ release those pictures, further incriminating Michael Jackson of something he didn't do? Like, that's a valid question and criticism for the Trump administration. Why that happened? It's bullshit. It kind of pisses me off. How did this happen? Other than the fact that Pam Bondi doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She's an idiot. Those pictures have been out there like forever. And the way that they were strategically released is insane. Laughing Hafford for 50 says, hope everybody's having a blessed day and Merry Christmas. The one thing I don't understand is why we're bringing Nicki Minaj into the MAGA movement when she literally created a generation of OnlyFans girls. I don't think that's a role model for the movement. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to say like she's not allowed to be in the movement. Because I think that's not a good play at all. So I don't really have a problem if she's involved. I guess it's just like people going absolutely crazy over her. And it's just weird, man. I'm like, all right. I mean, look, I'm happy she's there. I'm happy she's calling out Newscomb and all of that, but I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. Many people do. Good for them, but I don't trust her. Not one bit. But we need that type of support from anyone that's willing to give it. So I'm not against embracing her at all. But just be cautious. Just be cautious. That's all I'm saying. That would be the best policy moving forward. Laughing Haver says, add to my first message, look at her freaking music. That will just literally stand behind saying, now I believe in God, when they used it as a shield for their bad actions. Don't take accountability. Well, again, I will say, you know, that I don't know her music per se. I have no idea. But you know, so I'm assuming it's on the level of what I would expect, but I don't know. So for her to be as popular as she gotten, oh my goodness. This is crazy breaking news right now. I'm not joking. Vince Zampella, the creator of Call of Duty and Titanfall, has died following a car accident. What? Vince Zampella is a unbelievably influential person in the world of gaming. That is absolutely crazy. Are you kidding me? I need more information on this. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Jeff Keighley says, I cannot believe I'm writing this. Vince Zampella, a titan in the video game industry, the co-creator of Call of Duty and the co-founder of Respawn Entertainment, not to mention a dear friend, died in a car crash yesterday in Los Angeles. Holy crap. He was also, wasn't he integral in the new Battlefield game as well? I'm pretty sure he was at the forefront of the new Battlefield game. Correct, chat? The highly successful. Yes. Oh my goodness, man. This is a massive loss for the gaming industry. And the Jedi, yep, and the Jedi Order games, because Respawn was behind that. Man, this hurts. I cannot believe this. This is absolutely horrible. I gotta let my crew know about this. Team on this ASAP. All right, man. Yep. Battlefield 6. Yeah. So again, the early Call of Duty games. So we're talking like the Modern Warfare games, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. I might have my timelines a little confused here. I want to say he either left after, I think maybe after Modern Warfare 3. I think he walked away. And that's when he went to go create Respawn Entertainment. Respawn obviously created Titanfall, one of my favorite games of all time. Titanfall 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Respawn then went on to create the Jedi Order games, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order. And then I don't know if Vince Zampella was still with Respawn, but I know that he went to work on Battlefield 6, and obviously see Battlefield 6 has become a massive success, and it's taken a ton of Call of Duty's thunder away. So this guy was integral in decades and decades and decades of video games and games that had a cultural impact. And so a lot of people probably didn't know who Vince Zampella was, but I promise you, if you're a gamer, he impacted your life in a significant way. This guy was very, very important. So man, I really hate to hear that. That is awful. Let's see. Someone said he did the Medal of Honor games. I'm pretty sure he was involved in Medal of Honor games too. Slain Hope says, don't look up how he died. It's gruesome. I don't think I want to know. My goodness, man. What an here. Let me look up everything that he was involved in. Man, between like the Greg Biffle story the other day, and now this, you had that actor from The Wire that self-deleted. It's just awful, man. Just absolutely awful. There's some dark stuff going on right now, man. So let's see here. References. Wikipedia kind of sucks. So he was, I'm just looking at his Wikipedia. He was involved in the Medal of Honor series. He was involved in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. So he left after Modern Warfare 2, it looks like. Then went on to create Respawn. Created the 2 Titanfall games, Apex Legends, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survive, and then you had Jedi Survivor. In January 2020, EA announced Zampella would lead the Los Angeles branch of DICE. In 2021, EA put Zampella in charge of the Battlefield franchise following the challenging launch of Battlefield 2042. And so he obviously, changed the game for Battlefield. So, wow, that is awful. But there we are. That's shocking news. I was not prepared for that today. I don't think I want to look up the details surrounding this, though. I'm still I've been having trouble sleeping at night thinking about the Greg Biffle story. That story was just awful. His whole entire family, him, his wife, and his 2 children died in a plane crash. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I'm not going way down the rabbit hole so I can see the details of this. So I'm just kind of doing a basic search, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff. So I will just stay. I'll keep my head above water on this. I don't really want to know the specifics. Man, that is awful to hear. Rest in peace to the legend Vince Zampella. Wow. Massive loss for the gaming world. Massive. Creator of two of my favorite games of all time. And I don't think we'll ever get like a FPS that has that level of movement and environment and everything with the Titans and the pilots. Man, I love Titanfall so much. Single car crash, is that what it was? If it's a single car crash, does that mean, I don't want to speculate. Marmillan says, it's just showing that the files aren't legitimate. We'll never see any of the real files, and they just threw shit together. I kind of agree with that. It's so weird because, on one hand, Jeffrey Epstein was running this criminal enterprise that, nobody, all of these important people didn't know who they were dealing with or whatever. And he was able to get away with all this stuff. And on the other hand, he apparently kept everything in logs and lists and all of that. And it's like, that doesn't really sound legit by some mastermind criminal that he just left behind a paper trail of every single thing. And it feels like the internet, just when the internet runs with stuff like this, I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out? Testing. Let's see. Laughing Haffron says, yeah, it's really bad. Don't look it up. But it looks like a woman driver killed him from what I'm seeing. Oh, no. Please tell me. Again, it doesn't make any difference because he's no longer with us. But, let's hope it was not that. But here's what's funny, okay? Because I've been seeing this narrative going around. And it's just funny to me. So I like laughing at stupid people who will just believe anything. So this narrative is that, look, guys, Jeffrey Epstein had an IDF shirt on, guys. We knew it. We got him busted, guys. He had an Israeli Defense Force shirt, guys. He was a Mossad agent. And I'm like, if he was a Mossad agent, why would he be wearing a fucking Walmart shirt? Why would he be wearing a fucking Walmart IDF shirt? What the fuck are we doing? So it's like, guess what, guys? I've got breaking news here on CobraCast 199. Are you ready for me to break news for you? Are you sure? So again, let's go on the logic that he had an IDF shirt, meaning he worked for Israel. He was a spy for Israel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? We're operating off of that logic and that logic alone. Because if we go on that logic, we have to believe that logic, right? Okay, are you ready? This is going to be huge. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to upset anyone. But the truth shall set you free. Okay? You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Jeffrey Epstein was working for the U.S. Army. He was an operative for the Army because we have a picture of him wearing U.S. Army sweatpants. It's over. Busted. Guys, he's working for the fucking Army, okay? He's an undercover operative for the Army. Done. Absolutely done. It's over. Okay. I like this post right here. You mean the CIA doesn't hand these out to their super secretive operatives? I knew that dude was lying. Why would a super secretive IDF Mossad agent wear a fucking IDF shirt? Why would he do that? It's so stupid. Guys, we got him. Like all Mossad agents, he's wearing a Walmart brand IDF shirt. It's over. We got him. Oh man. Woo. But I mean, listen, if we're to go on that, okay. I hate to bring this up, but listen, you guys know that one of my favorite shows of all time is Cobra Kai. Okay. Cobra Kai, one of my favorite shows of all time. But unfortunately, I can no longer pretend that the truth isn't out there. Johnny Lawrence is an FBI agent. Johnny Lawrence was wearing an FBI shirt in the show. He's clearly an operative. He's clearly working undercover. And I can't support this. I can't support this. Yeah, I'm very bothered by this whole thing. I really loved that show. And yeah, so now I'm not sure what to do with my life. It's all over. So oh man, the internet's so funny. God. But anyway, back to the whole Epstein nonsense. I mean, ultimately, yeah, this proves nothing. Proves nothing, you know. So why am I sharing multiple screens right now? Hang on. My internet is just completely fucked right now. Give me a second here. See if I can get this to work. Okay. But people want to believe what they want to believe, and that's totally fine. Ian Carroll is a very, very truthful person, and you should believe everything he says. He's got great sources, so we'll just leave it at that. Nandy for 50 says, Mr. Griggs, upon your recent defense of Mr. Epstein and the Walmart IDF shirt, your $7,000 check will be processed and will hit your account after Christmas. Yes. Works every time, baby. Whew. I was working hard for that. I needed that Christmas bonus. I needed it. And now we are set. Boom. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Nandy. I appreciate it, man. Incoherent Name says, if you're mad about the MJ photos, then blame Massey. He made the law that said the DOJ had to release everything they had in their Epstein folders. They have to black out minors' faces, even if the photos are already public. Well, I mean, yeah, Thomas Massey is an idiot. And so I definitely have no problem blaming him. I mean, he's loved to grandstand on this topic and this issue for a long time. And so he is a insufferable douchebag. And, but the fact that it just feels like, why was that even in the files? Why was that even in the files? Rolling a Wretched for 20 says, Merry Christmas, Jeremy. Just wanted to let you know we'll not have my Die Hard is a Christmas movie shirt before Christmas. You continue to disappoint first for failing to deliver, Gay Ryan for 3 consecutive years, and now this shit. Why won't you have it? I've seen some people are already getting theirs. Was there like a delay on your shipping or something like that? I saw that our boy Linko Kenobi got his in. I can open right here. That Linko sent me this one, so he got his in right there. So I don't know why yours hasn't come in yet. So got my hat today. Jacoby says I got mine. Hell yeah. There's Linko. What's up, Linko? Let's see. Laughing Hafford 410 says this is gonna be my last one, but after the news and reading it, I'm gonna play Battlefield 6 today and then get these presents wrapped before Christmas Eve. Do it for Vince. Do it for Vince. Hell yeah, man. God, I can't believe that, man. That is awful. That's crazy. MAGA Mike says, we are not a cult. It is fine to hold Trump to accountability, but just know there are many fake right-wingers that are looking to manipulate you to go against Trump and MAGA to try and destroy our movement. Stay vigilant. I agree. There's a ton, like, I don't know how to navigate, like, I don't know how to tell people to navigate what's going on online right now with all of the bullshit. But because obviously you're welcome to do whatever you want. You're welcome to feel however you want to feel. But I hate using the term both sides because it's just been ruined so many times. But on the pro-Trump side and the anti-Trump side is full of complete fakes and phonies. And I've already repeated it a few times, but there are people that pretend to hate Trump because it pays good. And there are people that pretend to love Trump because it pays good. And that's not specific to Trump. It's kind of, that's where it's like with everything. The difference is that Trump is such a massive, massive name and a massive entity that the sheer number of people on the pro-Trump side and the anti-Trump side the numbers are astronomical right now. And so it creates a much larger discussion. And it's at the forefront of everything. And the more successful Trump becomes, the more he has people that are trying to destroy him and destroy this movement. It's not going to work, but it is a thing that's out there. Now, I saw this right here from Joe Scarborough. Listen to this.
The great mysteries to me and a lot of other people is we've had reporting for some time. Donald Trump is not on Epstein's list. There's nothing in there that's really damning about Donald Trump. And as Susie Wild says, not damning about Donald Trump.
According to the chief.
Or Bill Clinton. So one of the great mysteries all along in this, not been like, what's Donald Trump hiding? What did he do? It's like, why, if he's not in these files, which all the reporting says he's not, why is he so obsessed on blocking access to the files? Is he trying to protect somebody?
Joe, you got to the actual heart of the question, and it's actually not been reported.
It's already been proven why he didn't want it to be released, because he said it. He said exactly what happened to Michael Jackson. Donald Trump predicted this. Donald Trump said, when these things get released, it's going to damage so many people that had nothing to do with it. And that's what happened.
One of the reasons Marjorie Taylor Greene got on board with Massey and my effort is she fundamentally believed that Trump was not implicated. Yeah. And she would call the president and say, look, just get these out. I don't know why you're not getting it out. And she would tell Massey and me, of course he's going to come around. And every press conference we had, we never made it about Donald Trump. We made it about the survivors. The survivors pleaded with Donald Trump. You can be a hero. No previous president has done this. Release the files.
The survivors. The same survivors that stood up there with Thomas Massey and Gloria Allred and who else was up there? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those survivors who stood up and said, we will make our own list. Those survivors? Okay.
And what people are asking, and frankly, even I'm asking, is what are they hiding? Why is it that they're not releasing the draft 60-count indictment when they only charged Epstein with 2 counts? Why aren't they releasing the 82-page prosecution memo of all the implications he had with rich and powerful folks? Why are they protecting this Epstein class? And why aren't they releasing the FBI interviews? Every time they do one of these things of concealing, they're just raising further doubt. Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect, man?
Trump is
thing is a shit show. It is a distraction more than anything. And people are walking right into it. So let me see. Hang on. I want to make sure, because this guy is before he gets banned, he spammed it enough. So we want to make sure that people see what this guy is saying, because we want everybody, we want to expose Jeremy. Expose me. Oh my goodness, man. Oh goodness, Jeremy. I hope nobody sees your comment. Oh my goodness. I hope no one sees your comment. I would hate for anyone to know what I'm saying. Fuck you. Good Lord. You just were deported, by the way. You were just deported. See ya. Okay? It's over. With no survivors. But no, I'm criticizing people that said point blank, we'll just let you hear what these people had to say. Okay? All right? Look at this. Okay? Where's this this woman who said they're just going to make their own list? Okay? They're just going to make their own list. Okay, well, where's the list? Was this it? God, that's a long video right there. I think this is the one. She says she's going to make her own list.
Award-nominated podcast called From Now On, a platform supporting survivors. I want to thank all of my survivor sisters who came before me today. I'll be very short. In the year 2000, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's island while on a photo shoot on a nearby island.
So this was, when was this? Hang on. Just 3 months ago. 3 months ago. And she says, was it her? I think she says they're going to make their own list.
So come on up.
We're reaching out to survivors that are scared to come forward and that also know who they were trafficked to. So that's the list that we're compiling. We're not quite sure, how we're going to release that, or even if we're going to. The Department of Justice needs to release the list.
Right, yes. For folks at home, they might be confused. Survivors know the names. You've seen these powerful people. Why can't you say the names? Could you just
Why
explain?
Why do we have to say the names when the government knows the names?
Because it could help protect other people right here, right now. You're literally doing a press conference?
And we're also scared to do so. Look what's happened to so many of the survivors that have revealed names.
Yeah, I find it question about the bill.
I think it's also worth saying that having represented, I think, between our firm and Boyce Schiller, hundreds of victims, and we've talked to them about the various people that they were farmed out to. So we've created somewhat of a list. Most of these individuals, the victims, are very scared to say these names because they could get sued, they're going to get attacked, and nobody protected them the first time. And that was against one person. So is there a list? There is a list, but just to dispel kind of the common theme here, every one of these women was abused by Jeffrey Epstein, and his scheme was to personally abuse women. When they reached a certain age, he did farm a section of them, some of them, out to some of his friends. That doesn't mean all of his friends. With that said, I'm more than happy to assist in helping create the list behind the scenes and see what we do with it. Go ahead.
Hold on. I think if someone's interested in prosecuting, they may have something different to say about sharing a list, but they're not sharing a list for nothing to happen. And that's the experience that they've had for all of these years.
Well, there's more that I don't remember where it's at, where they were.
Jeffrey and Ghislaine were always very bold.
There's a clip where that woman, not the woman there, but the woman before, she said that maybe they'll create their own list. And at that point, I that's where I became like suspicious, where I'm like, why are you grandstanding on this? Like, this is a serious situation. I think it should be treated as a serious situation. But when you're just standing up there saying, I'm going to create my own list, and 3 months later, we don't have that list, I don't get it. I don't like it. It doesn't, to me, it takes away from the seriousness of the situation. Also, if you're scared, why are you standing up in front of cameras talking about this right now? You know? So the whole thing is just, the whole thing seems like it's Thomas Massey. Why didn't Thomas Massey talk about this until Trump got in office? Why didn't the Democrats talk about this when Joe Biden was in power and Kamala Harris was in power? Why did the mainstream media talk about this when the Democrats were in power? Why didn't anyone that's talking about it now, why weren't they talking about it then? On the flip side, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino talked about this stuff nonstop when they were just podcasters. Then they get into power and suddenly they don't talk about it. It's weird. Not like it all just seems like a giant, I hate to use the word grift because the term grifting is so retarded, but that's what it seems like. Cobra, I love Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a great movie. With that said, whatever side of this situation you fall on, okay, we have to agree that Pam Bondi is not good at her job. Okay? Pam Bondi is not good at her job. Simple as that. She's just not. And the sooner we realize that, the better we all can be. Mar Millen says politics is just WWF. That's all it is at this point. Mar Millen says, reminds me of the time when I'm talking to my entire crew in Detroit and my white ass talks about how the company was treating people like slaves. Nandy 450 says, survivors, if you don't release the list, we will. Black woman survivor. I've had a podcast for more than a year. Tune in tomorrow for the list. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. It's like you see how when someone has that opportunity, it's like when Ben Shapiro gets up on the Turning Point stage and decides to call out all of these people, but it's like you had a platform to do that on your own platform. Why are you hijacking someone else's? It's like everything is an opportunity for someone to benefit. That's really what it comes down to. It's just like the Black Lives Matter movement. The reason that the Black Lives Matter movement was created and the reason that so many people were emotionally manipulated into caring about that is because they tried to use these key words against you to make you sympathetic to the thing they want you to care about. Because they use you to get emotionally invested in this thing that they want you to care about so they can then really, it's basically Amway is what it is. It's Amway, and they use identity politics as a pyramid scheme of, I'm going to use language that you can emotionally buy into. I will then bring you into the fold. Then I'll sell you what I really want to sell you after I've emotionally pulled you into where I want you to be. There's a reason why Black Lives Matter was trending right before every election. Coney 2012. Holy shit. How many of you remember that one? Holy crap. Coney 2012. You guys remember that? That was like, that was the craziest. And the dude that did Coney 2012 basically he got busted. Wasn't he like, didn't he have like a mental breakdown? He was running around the streets of LA naked and he was drunk. He is drunk and on drugs, I think. Wow. But Sam Sung for 20 says, based and red-pilled misogynist Jeremy attacking the survivors like a true alpha male. Thank you, Sam Sung. What's up, Madam Savvy? I see Madam Savvy in the chat. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with the gifted membership. And also says, Hail 199, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. JB username says, I'm coming in late to the stream. Does this mean Titanfall 3 is delayed RIP? I don't think Vince was even working with Respawn anymore at that point. So, man, I can't believe it. Vince Zampella is dead. Died in a car wreck. That is awful. RIP. Legend. About to fire up Titanfall 2 in memory. Miniature Revolt thinks says the IDF stands for Israeli Defense Force. It's their national guard, not a secret agency. Every Israeli citizen has to do a mandatory service of time. Of course, he had a shirt. So does every Israel citizen. Well, they sell them at Walmart. So, like, can I buy an IDF shirt right now? IDF shirt. Let me see if you can buy an IDF shirt. Shopping. You literally can buy the IDF shirt. It's for. I'm looking at it right now. Oh God, man, I swear, people are just so stupid. Frank says unrelated, but you should watch Harmful Opinions video on Candace. She used to run a doxing website and is proud of that and has defended it multiple times. So anytime you see her BS, keep that in mind. Yes, Social Autopsy, I believe, is what it was called. Social Autopsy. Now, speaking of that, okay, we have a young man who is calling out Candace Owens, everybody. All right? A young man named Alex Jones. Now, here's what's funny. Alex Jones, I saw this response. So somebody says, if you're ever wondering what Got the Call looks like, and this is Alex Jones saying he's going to call out Candace Owens, as somebody says, and accuse him being an Israeli. He goes, so I have to believe any BS, crazy BS that some random dude tells Candace Owens, or I work for Israel. Yes, that's exactly how it works, Alex. That's exactly how it works. Oh, man. All right, let's hear what Alex Jones has to say.
I am seriously concerned for Candace Owens. What I'm about to reveal, what I'm about to break down, comes from a place of love. Please watch this report. And Candace, please think about what I'm about to say and what I'm about to reveal before you dig this hole much further.
I don't believe you, Alex. I don't believe it's coming from a place of love at all.
On this podcast live, every step of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
95.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean, lures me to the garage that she pre-set up to be like a little prison. You know, she broke the garage doors. Hoarded stuff was stacked against the windows and the other doors. And she lured me in there and attacked me. Hit me with a hammer and, break my thumbs, my feet, back of my skull. Eventually, I was hearing my son cry. I was worried about him, having her maul him with the dogs again. And she had done that multiple times. He had been hurt really bad. So when I heard him crying, I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle, pulled on my arm while I was holding the phone, dislocated my arm. That's actually one of the surgeries. I'm still recovering from getting surgeries from it. I saw there was already cops there. They were sitting on the corner at DeMoss Road and Van Giesen out there, Benton City, not far from our house, like 400 feet from our house. I could see them. And they weren't coming over. They were just sitting out there outside of their cars talking and chatting with each other. And
it's been an amazing trip. And most falls.
This is for those that are confused. So Alex Jones is making a video about Candace Owens. This is apparently, from what I gather, this is one of Candace's major sources for all of her theories that she's floating out there. This is her big time source.
I've gotten to meet and hear their stories. It's absolutely fantastic. This has been a wonderful experience.
I want you to meet a man named Mitch Snow. He's very, very interesting. He is the new Egyptian planes. We're supposed to move on from the Egyptian planes that were the key to everything up until just about 4 or 5 days ago to Mitch Snow. This is the key to everything. Now, I want to be very clear. I've known Candace Owens since she first showed up on the political scene. I've always liked her. One of the first people to ever interview her. I have admired her, been friends with her. She's on our promos, for my own broadcast. And since we've seen the whole saga and the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's assassination back in September 10th of this year, it has turned into just a huge black hole issue, sucking everything into it. And so I've been forced to go study the different stories and claims and things that she's been getting into. And I've held my tongue with everybody asking me on air and at the grocery store and at church and my family about what I thought.
What is this? What is this video clip right here? This looks like Equilibrium. If you've seen the movie Equilibrium, that's what it looks like. It looks like Charlie Kirk is like talking to the people right there in that scene.
Until the last week, because I hadn't done a deep study of it all. I knew about a lot of the pieces, but still had a lot of other things I was dealing with and covering. And so then I just started doing a deep dive in the last few weeks. And I focused on a lot of big pieces of it, but first off was the Egyptian planes. And right as I'm already doing the research and others are doing the research, a researcher goes and gets the flight data, actually buys the professional grade, puts out the fact that 66% of the time she said these planes were in the United States, they were another continent. And another 60% of the time, they weren't matched up to where she was. And then Candace came out a few days ago and said, yeah, she got some of that wrong. And then, of course, she met with Erica Kirk and thought things might be better.
Another round of debunking the Egyptian planes. I want to be very clear. We discussed the Egyptian planes, and I have since worked on an incredible document about the Egyptian planes, which we are going to put up on our website, because I realized that when we shared that spreadsheet, people assumed that one of the columns, which was actually saying where the planes landed on that day, because it was plus or minus 3 days, was exactly where Erica had been on that day, and that was inaccurate. And so for clarity, I had been working on the last week on turning it into an interactive timeline that we can put up on our website, because I'm certain that these Egyptian planes are incredibly shady and that they were in fact tracking Turning Point USA Faith broader event.
If you watch this, it's all about how you view stuff. I watch this as WWE. And if you watch it as WWE, then it's very entertaining. Because that's all this is. That's all it is.
And of course, Erica was at some of them, Charlie was at some of them, but it is the pattern here is undeniable. So let the naysayers and people make videos trying to, fifth round debunk these planes.
And then all of a sudden, she fires up this letter she gets from this person that says they were a medic in special forces. And according to Grok, that's true. But he was also in the witness protection program and stalked and had all this family violence against him. But Grok says it's the other way around, and that no evidence of him in witness protection. And in the years he says he's in witness protection.
Mark Andre Roy says, but it hurts our base ultimately. I don't disagree, but you have to understand that the conservative side is full of phonies and frauds. It just is. And nothing's going to change that. And I guess that's what this exposes more than anything, is that so many of these people are liars, and they're only in it for their own self, benefit. That they don't care about the actual cause.
And he's out on paid trips to Cancun because of his medical disability. I mean, just looking at him and listening to him makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And then his story of he's in Arizona the day before Charlie Kirk's killed, and he just decides to go to a military base, a restricted one, to see if they've got any files on him. And he gets there and has this whole story. It's directed to this building, and there's all these offices.
Someone says, like you, Jeremy. Yeah, like me. I don't care. I don't fucking care what you say about me. I don't give a shit. But try to tell some of these fucking holier than thou conservative influencers, try to call them out and see how quickly they get defensive when you call them out. I'll be like, yeah, I'm whatever you say I am. I don't give a shit. All right, I'm a grifter. I'm a low quality YouTuber. I'm a clickbaiter. I don't give a fuck.
And he thinks he sees the head of TPUSA security, but he wasn't sure then. It was later when he saw him on Sean Ryan. And then now he goes on Candace and suddenly says, I also saw, he's 99% sure, Erica Kirk.
That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before. And she was with that man in the lobby. And that man, he was present at that meeting the next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erica Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
Like, I can legitimately, I could pull people on my, I get emails all the time about people having sources or information or whatever. And, yeah, you could pull people onto a show and claim that you have this or you have this and they know that or whatever. You can do that if you want. That's not the game that I'm playing, but you can absolutely do that if you want.
Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%.
So I said, all right, let me go look at this. And Candace again is saying, she's seen the metadata. It's ironclad. She's just not sure if he really saw Erica Kirk. Just like with the planes, it just goes from the Israelis to the Egyptians to the French to the U.S. military. And so before I get into the latest story of the military base and all of this and somehow involved in killing Kirk, just asking questions, just remember, I came out 4 or 5 days ago, and so did others, with the flight logs, with the data, and said to Candace, please respond to this. And she didn't come out and say it wasn't true. So her ironclad information on that, well, wasn't that. But now we move right on to a new controversy. And I was talking to TPUSA the days before they were meeting in Nashville. And I said, either she's being paid by some bad groups to stabilize the Republican Party, which I don't think it is. I think she really believes what she's saying.
No, she does
or
not.
Or she's had some type of
mental
breakdown, psychosis. Or she just really believes.
Alex, she does not believe anything of what she's saying. She's getting 300,000 and 400,000 people watching her live. She's getting millions of fucking views. She is obviously, she is getting financial benefits from various other places. And she knows that there is a massive, massive audience that believes this bullshit. And the more she runs with it, they don't care. They don't care how true it is or isn't, because they already believe in these theories. They already think that it's 100% accurate. So all she's doing is confirming the bias that all of these people online already have, and they eat it up. She's giving them false hope in their lie that they believe. She knows that.
All of this, but I think is somehow still delusional, because I could go through dozens of the things she's put out and debunk each one. So where is she now on the planes and the ironclad data and all of that? And there's so many other examples of this that we could drill into here. So Candace, I really genuinely care about you. And I really genuinely want to just ask you a question.
I don't believe you care for her, Alex. I don't care about you, Candace, at all. But you do get me good clicks over on my D-Day Cobra 2 channel when we clip this stuff out. So that's why I'm doing it, Candace. That's why Alex is doing it too. Because you're kind of in Alex's world and you're hurting his credibility. Because Alex actually had credibility when he would call this stuff out because it was based in reality. And Candace doing this actually hurts Alex Jones' credibility.
Have you seen the videos of Mr. Snow? I mean, have you seen him on podcasts talking about how his wife built a prison for him in the garage and then attacked him and broke both his thumbs and pulled his arm out of socket and mauled their son with a big dog twice? And then the police were outside and wouldn't help him, and they're all part of a conspiracy, and he's in a witness protection program. I mean, if I was just walking down the street and saw somebody talking like this, I'd say that's schizophrenic. And you look at his face, and then you look at the other videos out there of this guy, okay? But people go, well, he was special forces. Supposedly, maybe, if it's even the right name from Grok. Okay, I know a lot of people were in the military that crack up and go nuts. In fact, a larger percentage. Anybody that's been around a lot of vets, they're great people, but they have a higher percentage of serious mental breakdowns and suicide, you name it.
Lures me to the garage that she pre-set up to be like a little prison. She broke the garage doors. Hoarded stuff was stacked against the windows and the other doors. And she lured me in there and attacked me. Hit me with a hammer and, break my thumbs, my feet, back of my skull. Eventually, I was hearing my son cry. I was worried about.
Dude, this guy's boring as fuck. Like, it's physically hurting me to listen to this guy talk. So, to be fair, if you are this incredibly boring, probably making up lies is your best play, because no one is going to just sit there and listen to you talk.
About him, having her maul him with the dogs again. And she'd done that multiple times. He had been hurt really bad. So when I heard him crying, I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle, pulled on my arm while I was holding the phone, dislocated my arm. That's actually one of the surgeries, and I'm still recovering from getting surgeries from it. I saw there was already cops there. They were sitting on the corner at DeMoss Road and Van Giesen out there, Benton City, not far from our house, like 400 feet from our house. I could see them, and they weren't coming over. They were just sitting out there outside of their cars, talking and chatting with each other. And
needless to say, okay, you say you've seen the metadata on Mr. Snow. What's the metadata? That he went to a military base and got thrown off? And so now that means this is all true. Can we see that metadata? Those are the magic metadata. Can we see that information? And
somebody says, dude, Jeremy, are you ADHD or something? Yeah. But basically everybody is ADHD by the standards in which we give people ADHD or ADD at this point. Literally everybody has it. According to our school system, according to victim narratives, everybody has ADD. So
then again, he doesn't recognize while he's there, the head of TPUSA security. It's after he sees him on Sean Ryan's show. And all of these leaks continuing on and on and on and on and on and on. And then TPUSA has the flight logs of the people you're talking about in the air and in different parts of the country while this is all going on. And I was told that they were getting together all of this proof. I've gone and researched myself to go show you at that 4.5 hour meeting. Because I was talking to them, before the meeting. I knew about the meeting. I obviously didn't announce it. And I was hoping they could go in and show you all these facts on a whole bunch of other issues as well and get you to wake up. I mean, here's an example. They got a compilation of you saying, and people on with you, basically they wanted to get rid of him. They got rid of him. They stood the game, deeply implying that they had a hand in the killing of Charlie Kirk, TPUSA and others. Then you go, that's insane. I never implied that in any way. How dare you? You can watch the compilation. They haven't put it out to be mean, but I guess we'll have to. I mean, because this is reality here. And then you've got, at the end of it, in the compilation, you saying, that's ridiculous. I never said anything like that. What are you talking about? So the reality here is, I've studied black ops. I've studied assassination operations from different governments and how the U.S. government does it. Fletcher Prouty was the main source for Jim Garrison and the JFK assassination investigation that was done an excellent job on. It's been proven to be very accurate. I'm a big JFK guy. Wrote some of the biggest JFK news ever. You know, the secret recordings and all of it about the hit that have been verified. I mean, that's real stuff. 100 million views earlier this year. Just on excellent, getting that out, national news everywhere. I just say that because I've interviewed basically all the assassination experts. Most of them are dead now, but Fletcher Prouty was the head of Black Op, regime change, political assassinations for the U.S. government. There were only 2 other colonels that even did any of that work. And he wrote books about it, explained how it all worked. But the week before they killed Kennedy, they literally sent him to the Arctic on another mission so he couldn't be there watching what happened. But of course, he still figured it out right when it went on. You have to understand, when someone is going to assassinate someone political at this level, it is extremely compartmentalized and it is on a need-to-know basis. And you don't have big, giant public meetings on basis by public, a whole bunch of military and a whole bunch of people, and they call in Erica Kirk and they call in the head of security, and they're all there in these big, giant.
Dude, I feel like Alex, again, far be it from me to, because I mean, this video is 40 minutes long and we're not going to react to the whole thing, by the way. I feel like Alex could have taken 10 minutes and kind of did like a very kind of quick takedown of Candace. Now, again, he probably feels like that there's a lot more context that he wants to fully add in order to show how retarded she is, which I totally understand that. But he could have taken her down in like a 10-minute rant, pointing out some stuff. But I think that because Alex Jones has been in this kind of conspiracy theory world for so long, he feels the need. And again, he's probably correct in that. He feels the need to add so much, context to this in order to fully show how crazy she is. So I do respect that. But she doesn't deserve this much of a response, in my opinion.
Powwows doing all this. Plus, it's Charlie Kirk helping get Trump elected, getting millions of people signed up to vote. Trump has to be innocent until proven guilty. But we're not even talking about the left that wanted him dead, the left that celebrated his death. And you got Kash Patel, I've confirmed with people in the White House when this happened, yelling at Tulsi Gabbard whenever she had the intelligence of domestic groups being involved, the 10 trannies in the days before saying he'll be dead when he comes here in a few days. And the day before saying he'll be dead tomorrow. And then that day he's killed, see, we told you. Or the guy down front saying, I'm shot him. And he says, I did it so the shooter can get away. And then Tyler Robinson saying he did it and wearing his trans flag tie and looking so damn evil and satisfied in court. That made it so much more clear that my gut that he's involved may have had help. But obviously he had people that were aware of it beforehand. So I could just go on and on and on with this, but you need to come to grips with the fact that Erica Kirk and all these people at TPUSA are real human beings and they have lives. But
this is the thing about the internet is for better or for worse, we've reached a point where, generally speaking, the internet doesn't care about you being a real person with real feelings and real emotions and all of that. That's just not how the internet works. I'm sorry. I know that's harsh, but that's just the truth. When people don't like you, they don't view you as anything other than an internet punching bag. I saw, who was it the other day? I think Jonas had screenshot a tweet from Ripa that I thought was very on point. And it really, I didn't see, I don't spend as much time on Twitter as I used to, but right here, yeah. So Jonas screenshot this from Ripa. Generally speaking, social media is just people creating a version of you in their own imagination, getting mad at that version, and then arguing against positions you don't even hold. Oftentimes solely for content engagement. Don't try to reason with these types. You can't. That is as accurate as you can get. I've talked about this from people like, when people are always like, oh, Jeremy, all these people are saying these things about you. And I'm like, I know, I don't care. And they don't care. The people that are saying the things about me, they don't care about me. They only care about the version of me that they have created, because in their mind, I am to them, and I'm not saying I am by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying to the people that hate me and all this, in those people's mind, they are to me what Brie Larson was to me when I would criticize Brie Larson every day and make videos, when I would call out Kathleen Kennedy or Ryan Johnson or Bob Iger, or Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann. I'm calling these people out because of their actions and because of the way they've carried themselves. And I look at them and go, oh, they're multimillionaires. Who cares what they don't care what I have to say. And in a lot of these people's minds, they look at me thinking, oh, he's got this big following. He doesn't care, whatever. That's just how the internet works. Candace is doing that to Turning Point USA right now. Candace, in my humble opinion, based on nothing other than me just looking at the situation for what it is, I believe Candace Owens was in love with Charlie Kirk. I believe that she feels that she should be in the position that Erica Kirk is right now. So not only is she very hurt and angry that Charlie was assassinated, she's also very jealous that Erica is in the position that she feels she should, because she was at Turning Point in the beginning. She helped Charlie in the early days of Turning Point. Now Erica has the whole world praising her. The whole world is praising Erica Kirk. The whole world is offering support. Hundreds of millions of dollars are flowing in. Celebrities are trying to go and be at Turning Point. Everybody's looking to her. Politicians are looking to her. And Candace says, that should be me. That is my theory on the situation. Right or wrong, that is my theory based on what I'm seeing. And so when you have someone like Candace Owens who is in that state of mind, I think Candace genuinely cared about Charlie Kirk. I think she might have been in love with him. And so when Charlie was assassinated, that hurt her personally. Just like it affected people that didn't know Charlie Kirk. People that didn't know him saw that and they were like horrified. It made people that have never met Charlie Kirk, it changed them. So you have to assume it had changed the person that knew him and had a strong relationship with him. So that hurt her. But then I want to be in Erica's position has taken her to a whole different level. So she's not viewing anybody in any capacity as a human being right now. Everyone is complicit in you have what I want. That's my theory. So you can complicate it if you want, but I don't think that there's much complication to it, in my opinion. MAGA Mike says, I still believe Trump and Elon planned Elon's crash out in order to get the retards to stop firebombing Teslas and also force the left to demand the files be released in order to expose Bill Clinton. I just can't believe Trump was on the same page with Elon on that Epstein tweet. If the Epstein tweet never happens, I could at least somewhat buy it, but that's a tough one right there. Vice the Legend for 10 says, like Andrew Branca said, most of the relevant information about Epstein has been sealed by a grand jury. Not even a president can unseal that info. Only requesting it's unsealing. Yeah, but again, the people that are screaming about it don't care about the details. Definitely not. Brock says, is Jeremy controlled opposition? I wish I had smarter. If Jeremy is controlled opposition, I wish I had smarter opposition. What's up, Brock? MAGA Mike says, if you don't understand how calculated all this is, then you don't understand Trump. He is playing chess, and Pam Bondi is a chess piece. She was sent in to self-destruct and take out their rooks. I hope you're right about that. EF says 199 IDOT Defense Force shirt. Might happen. Junes Melly says, applies to Candace. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That is true. That is true. MAGA Mike says, by the way, but Jeremy, have you witnessed the Anchorman Amfest brawl meme yet? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that one. MAGA Mike says, spend Christmas with your family and nut the deranged lunatics on Twitter. God bless. Jeremy Wormy says, I am going to be charitable. I think Nikki was more referencing JD going into interviews and crushing it. Either way, poor choice of words. I don't think that, I don't think when Nicki Minaj made that statement about JD Vance assassin, I don't think that she meant that in a negative way towards like disrespect of Charlie Kirk or Erica. I think she was just trying to be kind of gimmicky and funny. And she realized after she said, I don't think she had any intent behind that at all. Patriotic Gestalt says, Nicki Minaj going for MAGA was not on my bingo card, but after everything this year, I will absolutely take it. Hail the 199. Merry Christmas. I agree with you. Merry Christmas right back. John McClain's Bladefoot says, got my IDOT delivery today. Love it. Hell yeah, man. Happy to hear that. Voldemort says, can you upload the CobraCast Christmas song to the D-Day Cobra Clips? He's got it on his YouTube channel. James does. I'm sure one of the mods can link it, but he's got it on his YouTube channel. Haas von Butterdutch says, Merry Christmas, ya fig. Darian Murphy says, Jeremy Chris Tucker said that his Epstein photos were for a humanitarian trip to Africa. MJ could have been in a similar trip. Context is important. Yeah, I've got that Chris Tucker clip. So, well, I mean, MJ's is simple. It's already been verified, but the clip of the picture of him and Clinton was at a DNC fundraiser. The picture of him and Epstein was Epstein. He was looking at houses, and one of the houses in West Palm Beach that he was looking at was Epstein's. That's it. So, and he didn't buy the house. Jared America says, happy 30th anniversary to Balto. Goated film. Goated animated film. Yep. Godzilla's Greaser says, Elizabeth Taylor, Macaulay Culkin, Britney Spears, and Trump seem to be the only ones that stood up for MJ. Yep. D-Day Pierce says, hope you like the pick. John Parsons says, MJ was looking to buy Florida homes owned by Jeffrey Epstein. That's the source of the photo. Correct. MAGA Mike says, we shouldn't be closing doors on people that want to support the MAGA movement. I agree. I mean, absolutely agree with that. Ministry of Fontaine says, a Titan has fallen. R.I.P. Vince Zampella. MAGA Mike says, also, this is for the fuck Thomas Massey tax POS. Agreed. MAGA Mike says, Jeremy is only saying this because he's paid by Mossad. That's a quote. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says, I got mine too. I'm happy you guys are getting your stuff. Post pics on Twitter. Let me know. I'd love to check them out. Godzilla's Greaser says, MS Now, new name, same shit. Low Tech Viking says, Survivor Tax. Philip Butler says, Trump, hell or high water. He's not perfect. It's okay. MAGA Mike says, people don't understand it yet. Trump just got his ultimate revenge on Hillary by by destroying Bill along with the legacy of the Clinton name. It is beautiful that Bill Clinton is the central figure in all of this stuff. The central figure. It's great. Mr. Bentham says, we know the truth, Jeremy, and you can't hide it. You never had a mullet. You thought you could trick us. We all see you for the fraud you are. I don't really miss it, but Mike, I don't know. My hair will grow back pretty fast, probably. So we'll see what happens. Southeastern Kaiju says, talk of lawsuits only drags the issue out longer. The Dems think they can control the message. Good luck with that. Photos are far worse for the Dems. Zero says, last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, so I don't fear, I'll give it to someone special. A little bit of wham. Brian Stewart says, screw releasing a fake list. Release Alan and Papa. Logan says Pam Bondi is shit. Mr. Benjamin says J-Trip poo because he was on with Epstein. Bearded Sports Psych says Jeremy released the Bro Island list. Why are you protecting Beardo and Dan? Are you on the list? Is Mossad on the list? Bama sucks, but OU sucks more. Roll Tide, baby. I can't believe we're in the next round against Indiana. Little Jim Saylor says, buy the shirt fund. Dr. Spike says, files released, confirmed. Jersey runs a massage agency. Special guest masseuses Anna Paulina Luna, Sydney Sweeney, and many more. Merry Christmas, 199. Merry Christmas to you. Maga Mike says, please send Alex a Geeks and Gamers hat to go with that leather. I'll send him one. I'll absolutely send him one. T-Mac Gamer says, Merry Griftmas, Jeremy. Thank you. Nagranel says, still my favorite Mossad-funded news source. Keep up the good work, Cobra Commander. Have a very Merry Christmas. Right back at you, brother. Maga Mike says, if Trump is literally innocent, why would he care if Elon said he was on the files when everyone already knew he was? I don't know, man. It's a stretch for me. It's a stretch. Maga Mike says, I sent the Amfest Anchorman meme to you from Cassandra McDonald. Noted. Beardo fat for $1. Glenn Jones says, turkey leg or turkey white meat. Couldn't say the other word. White meat. Super Chair Destroyer with 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Geeks and Gamers hat. Thanks, Salty Cracker. What do you mean? Salty's got some stuff. I need to send him some updated stuff. I know everybody was like, so the Odyssey trailer released today. And obviously I've seen it, but if you have not seen it, I'll play it for you really quick. It's already got 5.3 million views on the main channel right here. So the Odyssey, my favorite filmmaker, Christopher Nolan. And yeah, man, I just want to say this. I hope we get a historically accurate Cyclops. As long as we get a historically accurate Cyclops, I am completely fine with this. But if they don't get the Cyclops historically accurate, I'm out, okay? I'm not watching unless the Cyclops is historically accurate. Simple as that, okay? If they get that, I'm in. Here we go. King Nolan, the great Christopher Nolan, the greatest director. Anytime you see that syncope right there, that's his production company.
After years of war, no one could stand between my men and home. Not even me.
My favorite part here is it doesn't even say from the director of The Dark Knight. It doesn't say from the director of Oppenheimer. It doesn't say from the Academy Award winning. Like, it just says from Christopher Nolan, bitches. He doesn't even have to flaunt his shit anymore. Look at that!
Promise me you will come back. What if I can't?
Looks fucking awesome. So obviously memeing a little bit on the historically accurate Cyclops because the history bros are out in full force on a fantasy movie. But there is a shot of the Cyclops right here. You briefly see it right here. Right there. So that looks awesome. So, and by the way, if somebody says it looks boring, hey man, I get it. All right. The next Marvel movie will be out for you very soon. Okay. Pretty lights, CG. Okay. Couple of dick and fart jokes. It's right there for you, man. Okay. So the next Marvel movie will be here for you. But for the people that don't want just Marvel jokes and James Gunn jokes and all that bullshit. Yeah, now there was a shot that I wanted to show you if I could find it. Maybe it got taken down. Yeah, we had a shot of the Cyclops from the prologue, and I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe it got taken down. A lot of this, I probably shouldn't show it here on stream anyway. Yep, it did get taken down. So right there, it did get taken down. So I will not be showing that on stream. But yeah, going back to the trailer itself. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. You've got Matt Damon as Odysseus. You've got, I think that this is, trying to think of the guy's name that's playing this. Benny Safdie. Oh shit, I'm not showing it. My bad. Right here, this shot. Benny Safdie, I think's his name, who's playing Agamemnon. I think that's who this is. I don't know if we've had that confirmed or not. But yeah, this is going to be a huge, huge movie. You got John Bernthal right there. Yeah, man, it looks really fucking good. So we'll see. But I'm hyped. I've already seen this trailer. I saw it in theaters when I saw Avatar. I saw the prologue as well. And so as a massive Christopher Nolan fan, and I have, look, I mean, like Nolan's last few movies. So Interstellar is my favorite movie of all time. Then you had Dunkirk, which I thought was fine. It's fine. It's not like the greatest movie ever. Then you had Tenet. I'm not the biggest fan of Tenet. Then you had Oppenheimer, which is a fucking masterpiece. And now we've gotten to the Odyssey. So we'll see what happens. But I'm sure it'll be a huge film. And I am prepared for the discussion around the Odyssey to be a fucking shit show. All right. The online discussion around this movie, because it's based off Homer's Odyssey, thousands and thousands of years old story. And you've got a lot of people that want this version of it. And Nolan is far more grounded in a lot of ways. It does seem like we're going to get some of those fantasy elements, but how fantastical will it go? I think that's definitely something to be concerned about. The major concern for me is the casting. I think this is definitely the worst casting that Nolan has ever had in a movie. When you look at the cast, when you have Zendaya, you have Lupita Nyong'o, you have Elliot Page, whatever its fucking name is, John Leguizamo. I think that none of those actors should be in this movie, but I'm not even a hater of Zendaya. I just don't care about her, but I don't necessarily think she should be in this movie either, but it is what it is. So, but if Elliot Page plays the Cyclops, all will be forgiven. All right. If Elliot Page plays the Cyclops, all will be forgiven on the casting side from Nolan's perspective. So, Call of Duty creator died. Yes, I heard Vince Zampella died. I covered it earlier. For me, he's not even the Call of Duty creator. He's the Titanfall creator, which is a far superior franchise. But yes, I did cover that earlier. I still can't believe that he passed away. I'm hearing reports that it was a single car accident, by the way. So I don't know if that's true. Like right here, Head of Battlefield and Call of Duty co-creator Vince Zampella was reportedly passed away at 55 in a single vehicle accident. So if you're just tuning in right now, this is the man that was the co-creator of the Modern Warfare games, the true Modern Warfare games, by the way. Okay. So Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. He also was the co-creator of Respawn and Titanfall. So he created Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, and he is now the head of Battlefield. So he gave you the latest Battlefield game. 2 people in the same car died in this accident. Oh, so he wasn't the driver? Is that what we're learning? Oh, no. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Oh, no. Jeez. Is that really what happened? I don't want to speculate, man, but is that what happened? It's still not known. Okay, it's still not known. Wow. You know, I know a lot of people in the chat are saying don't let women drive. I have a even better policy. I have an even better policy. Don't let any fucking body drive but you. That's my policy. Because I don't like anybody driving me anywhere. I drive. My hands on the wheel. I handle the situation. My life doesn't need to be in your hands, okay? Because I'm a better driver than you. That is my philosophy in life. It's like that meme, you know, where what's his name's at Home Depot, and the guy's like, "Hi, sir, can I help you?" And he's like, "I know more than you." That's me. I'm a better driver than you. So again, I don't know if that's the case. I don't want to speculate too much. It seems like there's not a lot of information about this. Regardless of what the specifics are, this is awful. This is awful. So I hate it. And this man's given us all some of the greatest gaming moments in history. And he's no longer with us now. That is awful, man. 2 people in the car. 1 was ejected. Oh. Johnny says it gets grimmer, Jeremy. It happened in northern LA. 1 was thrown out by impact and died later in the hospital. 1 burned in the car. It's crazy. Gee, man. That's just awful. Cam says, check DMs. I sent you the story. I don't know if I want to see it. Let me look it up. Hang on. Paul Walker all over again. Okay, here we go. Vince Zampella, video game developer behind Call of Duty, killed in a Ferrari crash. Let's see. Video game developer Vince Zampella, whose studios have created several of the world's best-selling games, was killed Sunday afternoon in a Ferrari crash in Southern California's Angeles Crest Highway. Zampella, an acclaimed figure in the video game industry, is the head of Respawn Entertainment. He's a former CEO. Yeah, we know that. Single car crash was reported about 12:45 p.m. on Scenic Road north of Los Angeles in the San Gabriel Mountains. The southbound car veered off the road, hit a concrete barrier, and a passenger was ejected. Jeez. The driver, Zampella, so he was the driver. Okay, so he was the driver, was trapped in the ensuing car fire. He died at the scene, and the passenger died at the hospital. Holy crap, the details about the passenger's identity was not immediately available. Jeez. That's awful. So Vince was the one who was reportedly trapped and burned alive. Yep. Damn. Well, you don't want to get into any further details about speculation on this, but it sounds it sounds very much like it could have been avoided. Sad reality. It could have been avoided. It sounds like driving a Ferrari, vehicle veers off, fiery crash. Agreed, Rick. Ferraris are shit in a crash. Yeah, I mean, they're not known for their safety. That's for sure. They're definitely not known for their safety. So, look at this. Is this a new release? Let's see this. I know we're going to change subject, but let me just say this. Vince Zampella, rest in peace. Thank you for all. Vince Zampella has given me so many countless hours and hours and hours and hours in Modern Warfare 2, the Titanfall games. This guy's a legend. He is a true legend, and I am thankful for all of the unbelievable gaming hours and friendships that has given me. Gosh, man, insane amount of time. Insane. I know Trump is about to appear live. I'm keeping my eye on that right now. President Trump is about to make an announcement with Pete Hegseth, so I'm keeping my eye on that. Let's go ahead and go over to this right now, and we'll wait for Trump to go live. But yeah, such an awful story, man. Damn it. Okay, so between that and the Greg Biffle story, jeez. The Greg Biffle story has just, I've had trouble wrapping my head around that one right there because the Greg Biffle, so go back to the Kobe Bryant situation, and that one really messed me up too, because the reason that the Kobe Bryant story messed me up so bad is because Kobe Bryant, who's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was in a situation with his daughter that he could not protect his daughter. And as a father to a daughter, that really messed me up. It really messed me up big time, because you never want to be in that situation as a dad. You always want to protect your children. That is your job on this earth, is to protect your children and give them a better life and leave things in their hands. Okay. Now, you fast forward to the Greg Biffle story. The Greg Biffle story, it's that times 10. And the reason I say that is because Greg Biffle and his wife were really, really strong Christians. Greg Biffle was doing a lot of humanitarian work. Greg Biffle helped the victims of North Carolina during that hurricane. He was a helicopter pilot, and he was delivering a lot of different essential needs to the victims of that hurricane, and he did a lot for a lot of people. He became friends with Garrett Mitchell, who's better known as Cletus McFarland, who's a massive YouTuber, who's also a pilot who was helping the victims of North Carolina. He became friends with Cletus. And, these guys are two really good guys. So Biffle, Greg Biffle, his wife, his daughter, and his son were flying to go see Garrett Mitchell / Cletus McFarland on the trip that they crashed, and the entire family dies. And I'm just looking at it going, man, you're Christians, you're helping people, you're doing good for the world, you're putting good in the world, and your whole family dies on a plane crash. I just cannot wrap my head around that. I can't do it. I can't understand it. It makes no sense. And, but these are the things that, people that, have faith, we always are going to struggle with things and not understand things. But this is one thing that I'm really struggling with big time. Now, here's a video of, this is right here. This is I've got my eye on the Trump thing, so when he goes live, I'll do it. But Greg Biffle's friend Cletus McFarland says that Greg Biffle and his family were on their way to his home to do a Christmas gift exchange when the plane crashed. Oh man.
I'll start off by telling you guys a funny story. Hopefully that'll lighten the mood a little bit. The plan for earlier this week. So Greg was flying down to come to us, and that's when the accident happened. But the reason for the mission was we agreed to do a really funny video idea where we each got each other a Christmas gift for a value of $10,000. And I've been trying to do this idea for years with somebody. I've asked a bunch of my friends, honestly, and it just never came to fruition. But when I asked the Biff, I said, hey, I want to do a premium Christmas present exchange with someone, and it has to be of a value of $10,000 from each side. And he's like, yes, immediately. And then next year it would be 20 grand and so on until it was like crazy, right? Like we're each getting each other this really cool gift. So we only had two rules. It couldn't be a car because we both have a ton of cars, and it couldn't be an ultralight airplane because we were probably both going to try and buy each other like a cheap helicopter or something. And obviously that would not be safe. So I have a halfway finished video that I'm going to post one day, but we got Greg this giant RC plane. You guys have seen I have a big one. We got him one like that, but it's like way more custom, way cooler. And then we got him baby donkeys. We have two little baby mini donkeys on the side of the shop. And I'm thinking, there's no way he's going to beat this, right? There's no better way to spend $10,000 for your friend than buying them donkeys in an RC plane. We'll come to find out, Greg had gotten me racing pigeons. His friend sent it to me. A couple days ago after the dust settled, he sent it to me. He's like, this is what Greg was on the way with. And he bought some pigeons that are like homing pigeons, but the fastest ones you can get. And he got this really cool coop, and he had this great plan of getting here. And me, George, James, and Greg were going to race these pigeons. I guess you can put their coop somewhere, and then you can drive up the road and then let the pigeons out, and they'll race back to the coop. And I'm like, what? How did he come up with that? That's got to be the most creative thing I've ever heard. And I would have never in a million years guessed that, of all things. So it was going to be awesome. I don't know if this is for sure going to be the way I'm going to end out all the videos now. I think so. I think I'm going to start saying this. Thanks for watching. Do it for Dale. And be like Biff. And we'll freaking see you later.
So if you don't know anything about this guy, he's a really good dude. And yeah, he's totally not himself right now. I don't know how the dude is comprehending that Greg Biffle's entire family died on a plane crash on the way to come see him. I don't really know how you deal with that. I have no idea how you process something like that. But either way, he and Biffle have done a lot for people, and they put a lot of good out in the world. And I just can't believe that Greg Biffle is no longer with us, man. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, man, it is what it is. So rest in peace to the Biffle family. And they're in a better place. And that's really the only thing you can do. Here's an idea. Don't make this video. Well, here's an idea, Southeastern Kaiju. I appreciate you. Okay. That video that he made about Greg Biffle, that we just watched, has 1.4 million views in a day. And that's to honor Greg Biffle. So yes, maybe do make that video. Because he's doing a lot. And now The 95% of the video is not Cletus in the video. It's Greg Biffle. And it's Greg Biffle talking about Greg Biffle, honoring him. So yes, definitely make that video. Giving to most charities is a waste of money. I don't disagree with that, by the way. I don't disagree with that. But either way, man, struggling to understand the meaning behind all of that and why that happened. So, but here we are. John freaking Murdoch for $50 says, hey, Jeremy, still sporting the Christmas mullet? No, it's gone. It's gone. All I want for Christmas is Jeremy to shave his head. Hail IDOTS 199. Merry Christmas and Happy Jessica. It's gone, brother. See that? No more. No more mullet. No more mullet. It's gone, John. Now, I know you'll be happy now. So, Fantastic Knox says, good day and hail Merry Christmas, everyone. But the views, the views. I mean, if somebody was going to make a honor me and my family if something tragic happened and tens of millions of people would end up seeing it, I think that's a good thing. So, yeah, I'm here for that. All the Mo Kisses says, wait, just getting here. And your hair is gone? I don't believe it. Have you shown it without the hat? Those luscious locks depart. So sad. They're gone. Done, baby. It's done. Mr. Bentham says, from the director of Tenet. BC Man says, Christopher Nolan is him. He is him. Incoherent Name says, Tom Holman just confirmed they've recovered a third of the 300,000 missing kids that came in through the open border. No one is talking about it. That's how you know the Epstein outrage is a grift. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, Tom Holman is awesome. He's crushing it. Glenn Jones says, there was a girl called Sarah White killed by an Epstein type of person, and they said God called her home. Surely there are better ways. You know, everybody's going to have their own way of looking at situations. So ACC says, the Mickey Mouse celebration Christmas without his, yeah. McCox says, shout out to that time when Jeremy had his crisis about the techno Viking probably being gay and took us for an hour-long rabbit hole. I remember that. It's fantastic. By the way, I'm seeing this. Make sure to keep an eye on this screen so we don't miss it. But apparently, Bill Clinton's office demands full transparency with Epstein files. With the Department of Justice, or what the Department of Justice has released so far, and the manner in which it did, makes one thing clear. Someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why, but we do know this. We need no such protection. Big Willie style. Big Willie style. There it is. Let's see. He's definitely trying to spin this, and we're not buying it. Nobody's buying it. Bill, you can continue to make up whatever excuse you want. Everybody knows you're a creep. I mean, just ask Monica Lewinsky. So, all right, let's see here.
To the private sector and among native-born.
So we're currently waiting for President Trump to make an announcement with Secretary Hegseth. So we'll see what happens. General Duval says, RIP Vince Zampella and Greg Biffle, 1,000%. 1,000%. MAGA Mike says, notice how Jeremy didn't cut his hair until after Grindr crashed at Hamfest. Man, I just couldn't deal with that shit anymore, man. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. All right, let me see if there's any updates while we're waiting. The waiting game. What is this right here? I don't know if we have any speculation on what this Trump announcement is going to be. I don't think we know anything at this point. I do have this. Oh, JD Vance. JD Vance said this the other day at AmFest, which was absolutely fantastic. Right here. And Rapid Response posted it. Okay, here we go.
Unlike the left, we stand against treating anybody. And I love what Nikki said about this. We don't treat anybody different because of their race or their sex. So we have relegated DEI to the dustbin of history, which is exactly where it belongs. In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Let's go! That's my VP right there. That's my future 48 right there. Jade, you know what? We're playing it one more time and then we're going to celebrate. We're playing it one more time and there's only one way to celebrate after a line like that.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Yo, it's Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, exec or the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. With this one majesty.
JD Advanced, baby. All right, let's finish out what he says right here.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And if you're an Asian, you don't have to talk around your skin color when you're applying for college, because we judge people based on who they are, not on ethnicity and things they can't control. We don't persecute you for being male, for being straight, for being gay, for being anything. The only thing that we demand is that you be a great American patriot. And if you're that, you're very much on our team.
Yeah, he crushed it though. I saw the majority of it. But yeah, good stuff right there. So we are still waiting for President Trump. See how long it takes. He likes to make people wait, and I respect that. Maga Mike says, my fellow Buckeye JD Advance, JD 2028. BC Wolf says, it's supposed to be an announcement for Secretary Sec Nav. So there's rumors of the Golden Fleet battleships, hypersonic armed forces destroyers, maybe the long-awaited FAX replacement for the Super Hornets. I was wondering if it might be Venezuela. I had no idea. So there's a lot. I haven't been on Twitter as much lately because I'm just going to be honest. Being off of Twitter is good for your, mental health for sure. So but I haven't seen a lot of speculation on it. So, I'll see if I can find anything about it right now. There ain't no way. What is this? Oh, I saw this on my feed. On August 18th, 2020, Daily Mail published never before seen photos of Bill Clinton getting a massage from one of Epstein's victims. Not only did Democrats and mainstream media not care, later the same day, Bill Clinton delivered a message at the DNC. Clinton even had the nerve to throw in a line about how the Oval Office is supposed to be used. What did he say here?
At a time like this, the Oval Office should be a command center. Instead, it's a storm center. There's only chaos.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, nobody really cares what Bill Clinton has to say. And the media, you know, they're going to continue to run their mouths and divert. But this is why no one actually trusts the media. This is why no one takes them seriously. And this is why people would rather watch a retard like me than watch the mainstream media. So that's where we are. I remember that speech. I turned it off, says Net Stealer. Let me see. Okay, Big Willie. ACC says, sir, enemy ship warping in the co-coordinates of 2301. It's a Trump-class battleship, sir. Their weapons are locked on us. We are no match for them, sir. Thank you, ACC. How much longer is this going to be, Trump? Got things to do. He can't say anything about how the Oval Office should be used. I mean, he can. It would just be kind of laughable. But I guess he can. Did you guys see Mark Hamill? No one recognized Mark Hamill.
Yes, take my picture with the star.
So Mark Hamill, I guess this is for the Jimmy Kimmel show. Nobody recognized Mark Hamill in front of his Hollywood star.
Did you take my picture with the star? No? Well, have a good day anyway. You will? Oh, thanks. Oh, wait a minute. You have to wind it. Go home and see how to wind it. Wow. I know. So here, if you come here. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Did you hear this guy died today? I read on the internet he was in a jet ski accident. And I know, it's really sad. He was in Corvette Summer. Star Wars. Yeah, well yeah, I heard about that. I never saw it. Yeah, he's also in the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, which opens up the Friday before Christmas. I'm going to see it in 3D. How old was he? 74. But actors lie about their age. He's probably 81. Do you have any died? He's not showing it on his phone. And always believe the internet. Yeah, maybe he didn't die. Yeah, exactly.
Check TMZ.
Yeah. Check TMZ. That's horrible advice for anyone. Dad, I told you, don't follow me to work. Good grief. What does it take to get recognized around here? Well, maybe this will work. Nothing. Nobody cares.
Wow, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not. I look like him, but it's not me.
I'm on the phone with my
Oh, you are? Oh, hi.
Yeah, this guy says hi. He looks like Mark Hamill.
Hi.
Are you really not Mark Hamill?
I'm really not.
Okay, I would have believed you if you said that you were.
Really?
I don't even really know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is either. I heard he was in a bunch of space movies.
Let's take a selfie and I'm going to tell everybody I met him.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Good Lord, man. This is where Mark Hamill is. This is what's happened to Mark Hamill. TDS broke another one. Absolutely broke this man. That's where he's at. So, good Lord. What a disaster. Okay. Man, I'm seeing all this news about Vince Impella. This is just crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. Bring back Titanfall for Vince. We need Titanfall back. Where's the metal cup he should be holding? Is he still like, let me see. Is he still like doing his I'm leaving Twitter because of Trump? Let's see. The last time he tweeted was he did a retweet on May 19th. An actual tweet, the last actual tweet he made was crying about Kash Patel calling it fascism on April 25th. And of course, he had everything is anti-Trump. That's pretty much all his tweets are. But he hasn't really tweeted. Let me go to his replies and see. Replies. Yeah. So he has not done anything on Twitter since May 19th when he retweeted a tweet. Trump officially broke him. Officially. Where am I at? Barking says, not going to lie. I don't watch you for your great political insights. I watch you because you're you put petard. Never change, sir. I try. MAGA Mike says, to be frank, Mark was never very good at playing himself in The Long Walk. He was good at Cockknocker. Remember that one? In the Jay and Silent Bob movies? That's the best role he's ever done. Ministry of Phone thinks says Neil Druckmann vibes. Mod Eric says, how's your grandchild Mark? Yeah, that whole thing, that was a big disaster. COD Modern Warfare and COD 4 Modern Warfare and Titanfall 2 were legendary for me. RIP Vince. Yes. Absolutely. So again, Titanfall, I kind of prefer Titanfall 1 over Titanfall 2. The only thing that makes Titanfall 2 better is probably because it does have a real campaign. But in terms of like the mechanics and the maps, I slightly prefer Titanfall 1, but they're both phenomenal. They're both amazing. Let me see. Who's Mark Hamill? You're better off not knowing. Fantastic Snux says, who did Trump break the most? Mark Hamill or Rosie O'Donnell? Feels like it's even, but what does everyone else here say? So who did Trump break more, Mark Hamill or Rosie O'Donnell? Rosie O'Donnell. He absolutely broke Rosie O'Donnell more. I don't think there's anybody that Trump has broken more than Rosie O'Donnell. I don't think. And it's gone on for decades and decades and decades. I mean, she was, while we're waiting for Trump, I mean, I've got another one. Like, she was crying about Trump just the other day. Keith Olbermann's pretty bad off, too. Right here. Let me find it. No, I bookmarked it. Here it is. All right. Rosie O'Donnell. Again.
The Kennedy Center debacle. It has gone too far. It is seriously unwell. It needs to be removed from office. It. The nameless blob of negative energy. It.
Nameless blob of negative energy. Damn. That is projection to the highest degree.
Hold, please.
Good Lord, man. What an absolute disaster. Jeez. Let's see. Got that one. MAGA Mike says, can't we all be honest? The anti-Trump, anti-MAGA movement failed. Literally nobody outside of Twitter cares anymore. The Epstein files backfired on them all. Have a Merry MAGA Christmas, y'all. Hell yeah, man. I agree completely. Twitter has just become almost it's just not as fun as it used to be. I don't know why exactly that is. Maybe it's because I spend more time on the For You tab than anything, but Twitter is just like significantly gotten worse in my opinion. I really just sick of it. So Nandor says, can we get a recap of the show or do I have to watch the replay? You have to watch the replay. Those are the rules. I mean, it's just like any other CobraCast. I praise Trump. I call out the anti-Israel crowd. I read super chats. I usually pick a person or two in the chat to roast. I say something stupid. People laugh at me. Pretty much it. Glenn Jones says, got to be honest, I think Titanfall is shit. Really? Man, Titanfall's amazing. I don't know, like, if you're not a FPS fan, I guess I could get it. But if you like first-person shooters, I don't know how you could dislike Titanfall. Southie Kaiju says, Trump is late and still Rosie's president. ACC says, anyone remember Hamlin Wing Commander? They are cool. I remember. Mod Eric says, chat deserves it gifties for putting it on screen. Either that, or because it's just a Christmas gift. Okay? A Christmas gift for everyone. Okay? There you have it. Okay? Christmas gift for everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Holy crap. Yeah. Merry Christmas. There you have it. Somebody said, shut up, dude. You're right. I should have not talked. Probably messed everything up. Yeah, I get it. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Best gift I've had in a long time. Okay. We are currently waiting for President Trump and for Pete Hegseth. What is this? Hang on. So Hunter Biden on the Sean Ryan show. Here we go.
We've been talking about this for I don't know how many years now. And Trump was a big part of that. And the Republican Party was a big part of that. Well, now we got the presidency, we got the House, and we got the Senate, and we still have 0 Epstein files. I sat right across from the current director of the FBI and listened to him spew lie after lie, not even realizing he was going to get director of the FBI, but he did get it, and he told us all what he was going to do if he did get it.
Why did Joe Biden not demand the release of the Epstein files if it was such a big deal to Democrats? The same reason that Joe Biden didn't demand that they drop the prosecution of May, because he didn't involve himself with the Department of Justice. Now we're here after we have an FBI director and the president himself, and they haven't released it. And then we have reports that 100 FBI agents that spent thousands and thousands of hours of scrubbing his name from the files.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, Joe Biden was very honorable. I don't watch Sean Ryan, so I don't know a lot about him. I know a lot of people like him, and a lot of people watch his show. So, is what it is. What is this? Hold on. What is this? Hold on. Breaking video, which appears to show Jeffrey Epstein attempting to kill himself in jail, has been uploaded to the DOJ website. DOJ has not publicly announced its release, but I pulled it directly off the DOJ's website. The timestamp matches up with the date Epstein was supposedly found deceased. This is why I have not seen it. All right. Hold on. Here we go. What is... I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, I don't even know what's going on here. I don't even understand, like... So they haven't announced it. What is he doing? What is on the ground? What this does not seem real. I don't understand any of this. There's more questions than anything. So again, this is from Nick Sortor, who's a really great follow on Twitter, by the way. But video which appears to show Jeffrey Epstein attempting to kill himself in jail has been uploaded to the DOJ website. DOJ has not publicly announced its release, but I pulled it directly off the DOJ site. Timestamp matches up with the date Epstein supposedly killed himself. Link in the replies. So the link in the video supposedly Epstein attempting to kill himself can be found here. It's a little disturbing, just an FYI. Okay, give me a minute. Okay. You know what? I just clicked on it, but it's like it wants me to sign into I am not a robot. I don't want to click that. I don't want to click that. I don't think I'm going to click that. I don't know if I want to click that. Hang on. Fuck it. All right, there it is. Okay. Yeah, okay. So all it is, it clicks you to this. So it takes you to this. There's no audio. I don't know what's going on. Like this is on the DOJ's website, but it just doesn't seem legit. Jeremy Robot confirmed. Yeah. The iBots feel discriminated. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is legit. This seems very much, this seems fake and gay. Just in, there's a video on the DOJ website that looks like it shows Jeffrey Epstein trying to commit suicide in his cell. There's orange stuff all over the ground. It appears artificially generated. That's bizarre. This thing is really weird. So what is that black stuff laying there? It looks like there's orange juice poured everywhere. Why is it on the DOJ's website? James says Vince Zampella just died. Yeah, I covered that earlier. I still can't believe it. But yeah, I've covered it multiple times about Vince Zampella's passing. Absolutely horrific. Bed sheets, you think? No. It can't. I can't see that. Why does he even have bed sheets if he's like under suspicion of suicide? That's Trump's tanning powder. Yeah, none of this is like, dude, this situation has just gotten completely out of control now. We're at the laughable stages where how can you take any of this shit seriously? How? What a disaster. Trying to see. This looked like, I think this looks like CGI. This looks like CGI. This looks like AI. This does not seem real at all. Now, yeah, look, a lot of people are finding this now. Buried in the Epstein files, released by the DOJ and spotted by the drop site. This 12-second video from 4:29 a.m. on the day Jeffrey Epstein died. The highly unusual video could be a CGI recreation. Trump is live? Is he?
The Trump economy, according to the White House, Ryan Levitt stating the strong jobs report shows how President Trump.
We got it here, though. I'm watching it. And like, how am I supposed to recognize Epstein when he's not wearing a Walmart version of the IDF shirt, which clearly shows that he's a Mossad agent? Like, come on, guys. The CG people need to be a little bit better about this, okay? Like, if you're going to create some Jeffrey Epstein stuff, at least put the Walmart IDF shirt on, okay? Come on, man. What are we doing here? And yeah, I got the White House pulled up too. They're not live yet either, so I'm keeping my eye on both feeds. So, let me see. And his army sweatpants. Exactly. Got to have the army sweatpants. Solofilo says, TDS broke Rob Reiner more than anyone. Oh, wait. Stream Hero. Fuck. It skipped on me and I can't find your super chat now. Give me a minute. Stream Hero says, I tagged you in the an AI video on Twitter. Is it the AI video of Epstein? MAGA Mike says, Trump isn't perfect. He makes mistakes. He does dumb shit. Also, he does a ton of great shit and is making America great again. MAGA Christmas. Hey, we agree. You know we agree, MAGA Mike. Like, we 100% agree. Vault 95 says, I'd say your algorithm. It's your algorithm. My X feed is awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, because, dude, I'm spending every day looking up the worst shit in the world so I can cover it. So, yeah, my algorithm's fucked. Sparky for a proper 199. That's a proper 199, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we do for proper 199s, right? Well, first we're going to read it. Merry Christmas. I probably the last CobraCast for me until the end of the year. What's the update on memberships? I stopped paying on locals. Is there going to be members only night for Fortnite? Can I make a special request? Mexican weather girl Yanet Garcia. Yes, you can. And I know exactly who you're talking about. And the chat, if you don't know who she is, you're going to be very happy when you learn. Okay. 53 million views on this video.
Mexican weather lately. I don't know what it is. Oh, fuck me dead. It's good just to learn about other cultures and precipitation. Like, yeah, I may not know what Yanet Garcia is saying, but a part of me is okay. It's okay with all of this. 33 degrees, 56%. Like, I get the bullet points. I get the bloody bullet points, and that's all you need. Minima, maxima, notchy. Yeah, all good. Fucking lightning, rain. It doesn't matter. Oh, none of it matters.
Good Lord.
It's fine. Even if I did know Spanish and she told me that a freak tidal wave approaches, I'd be like, so what? I'll live. It's no worries. I have a snorkel. She could tell me climate change is, real. I'd be like, what do I have to do? She could be saying, stock up on tin food, get plenty of bog roll, protect your family. And I would jump into action. She'd make me approach the apocalypse with a can-do attitude. Anyway, back to the weather reports in Australia.
It's interstate tomorrow. Shower or two for Sydney, a few showers, and the chance of a thunderstorm for Canberra.
Yeah, nah, no one gives a shit.
Nobody gives. Oh, there you go, chat. Woo! That was good. That was good. Okay. I don't remember anything else you asked me about. Oh yeah, locals. Yes. So, I think that the best thing, like, we had so many streams fail on locals. I did a local stream and I made it public for everybody so you can all watch it, even if you're not a paid supporter. And I think that we found the reason why it kept failing. And I don't think it was necessarily on our end. I mean, I think it was on our end and not locals. So I think we're going to try to keep locals going, I think. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep them where they're available for everybody over there. So even if you stop paying, you'll still be able to watch them for free. So just go over there and at least just follow the locals community. And whatever we do, I'll make sure it's not behind the paywall. And during this time that we're in this phase of me trying to figure everything out. So just if you're following over there, you'll be able to be caught up on what we're doing. It wasn't Beardo's fault. It wasn't Beardo's fault, if you can believe it. Man, I want to go back and watch her again. I don't care about any of this stuff with Trump or nothing. Like, Dude, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are you kidding me? If she's still in Mexico, Mexico certainly wasn't sending their best. Why can't they send her? You know? Send her.
As well as we're planning to travel for the holidays, millions and millions of Americans doing that by plane.
Crazy Clown Town says, I bought tax. So, let me see. The Bob the God Mate says he's praying to Mecca on the orange prayer rug. Stifler's dad says, why is there Cheeto dust everywhere? AI confirmed. Maximus says, so Trump is late and gay. ACC says, YouTube is bad now. If you click show replies, the hide replies moves to the end of the replies instead of staying in place at the top. So you have to scroll all the way down just to collapse the replies again. That sounds confusing. Stream Hero says, no, it's AI. I made chat. We'll love it if you play it. All right, I'll check it out. Miniature Phone thinks the Snarky J's walk-ups are better. Clip it, Jeremy. Or clip it. Jeremy saying he doesn't care about Trump. I don't care about Trump when she's on screen. Do you? Does anybody? Seriously. Do you? Because I don't. All right. Yeah, who's Trump again? Yeah, we've all forgotten. Trump wouldn't care either. 100%. All right. So this video is still going crazy right now. The newly released Epstein files includes a short video allegedly showing Jeffrey Epstein inside his jail cell on the day he died. The footage displays a timestamp reading 4:29 a.m. Debate is now exploding all over whether this video is real or CG, as the U.S. government has yet to issue any official statement. Why does it feel like the DOJ now is just as bad as the DOJ when Biden was around? Like, it just feels that way. Sad reality. Isn't Trump a YouTuber who reviews movies? Yes. He's done a good job over the years. Triple H was at the White House. Triple H at the White House. Hang on.
All right, we are outside of the White House, waiting just to go into the Oval Office to meet with the president. People asking, what do you do during the holidays to stay in shape, to get stronger, to be healthy? The thing is, I think if you're just trying to figure that out, enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the holiday season. Take time, spend it with your families, do whatever it is to make you have a good time, but do something active. It can be simple.
What I would recommend is not only just through January, but through the rest of the year, focus on every single day doing some sort of aerobic activity, 10 to 15 minutes. If it's push-ups, pull-ups, whatever it is, make sure you're staying healthy and active. We know we're behind screens all day long. We know we're not in the gym enough, but go out and make it a responsibility to yourself to become healthier in 2026. Keep it all the way to December next year.
Just do something, get moving. If America just gets moving, we're all going to be stronger. We're all going to be healthier. We're all going to be in way better shape next year.
Mick Foley walked away because of this. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Good Lord, man. Mick Foley's an idiot. Many such cases, though. Many such cases. I'm not the biggest fan of Trips. I mean, I'm definitely not a fan of Trips as running the WWE. He was okay as a wrestler, but okay. Is this what we're getting today? President Trump. Here we go. This is what we're going to get, apparently.
Start with a Fox News alert. We expect an announcement from President Trump this hour. He's at Mar-a-Lago and will be joined by his secretaries of War and the Navy, who teased what we might be hearing about from the president.
Here we go. He's here. He's here now. Here we go.
we're delighted to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth,
Ooh.
who's doing a fantastic job, and Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan.
Get that fixed.
Marco Rubio is here. He gave a great
Audio's
few words
bad.
toward the end of last week. He spoke for a couple of hours on what a good job we're doing, which is true.
White House feed is way too low.
Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of two brand new, very large, largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, you used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times battleships. You know, you used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times the, there'll be 100 times the force, the power, and there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time, and it started with me in my first term, because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. So if you look at the Iowa, the Missouri, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others, but they were similar in size, some a little bit bigger than the others. But if you take the biggest one, it's 100 times more powerful. They're longer by a little bit, but and they're bigger ships, but they hold much more. They use the word lethality. Battleships are the largest, sturdiest, and most heavily armed vessel built specifically for naval combat. While America has built many new warships over the years, they've tended to be smaller and much smaller, and not conducive to where we are and where we're going, and peace through strength. But including, we've been building aircraft carriers. We're going to be upping that also. We're going to be going to a superior aircraft. We have the
Never
Ford
been anything like
class.
it.
We're going to be upping that to a different class of aircraft carrier. And we haven't built a battleship since 1994. These cutting-edge vessels will be some of the most lethal surface warfare ships. It will be actually the most ever built other than our submarines. We have submarines which will have, in many ways, even more lethality, and we have many of them under construction. Each one of these will be the largest battleship in the history of our country, the largest battleship in the history of the world ever built. And again, it's 100 times more powerful than the previous Iowa class, it's called. Those are the big ones that you'd see on a show. Victory at Sea. I don't know if anyone's seen Victory at Sea, but it was a classic. They'll help maintain American military supremacy, revive the American shipbuilding industry, and inspire fear in America's enemies all over the world. We want respect. We're going to have it. We already have it. We're more respected now than we ever were. A year and a half ago, they laughed at us. Now they respect us again at levels that they've never respected us. We envision that these two ships, we're talking about 10, but we're going to start with 2, and we're going to quickly morph into 10. And ultimately, we think it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 25 of these. But we're starting with the first 2 immediately, and we're going to then be very quickly involved with, I think, we're going to do another 8. And then we're going to ultimately and pretty quickly have a total of about 20 to 25. We'll make that determination. We envision that these ships will be the first of a whole new class of battleships to be produced in the years to come. From Theodore Roosevelt, the Great White Fleet, you remember that, the Great White Fleet, to the legendary USS Missouri, whose massive guns helped win World War II. America's battleships have always been unmistakable symbols of national power. We stopped making them for whatever reason, I don't know. And I want to congratulate John Phelan, who is your Secretary of the Navy, he came to me the first day we met. He talked about battleships, and I said, "You're absolutely on the right track." He said, "Why are we doing other things? We have missiles, which are much more expensive." By the way, these battleships have tremendous numbers of missiles, but they also have guns. And in many ways, guns can do the trick just as well as missiles at a tiny fraction of the cost. Once completed, these new 30 to 40,000 ton plus vessels will be the flagships of the American naval fleet, and there has never been anything built like them. And I just want to, be very clear that we're building them here. We're working with others, but we're building them here. We have great Navy yards. We'll be negotiating with some of the companies that are running those yards, taking over the yards. We used to build a ship a day during World War II. Now we don't do ships very much anymore. We do military ships, we do submarines. By the way, we're 15 to 20 years advanced in our submarines over anybody else. That was one of the things that I did in my first term. We make the best submarines by far in the world. We're at least 15 years advanced ahead of anybody else in submarine development. Most powerful, that's right, the most powerful weapon anywhere in the world, undetectable. So the battleships are going to be armed just in terms of guns and missiles at the highest level. They'll also have hypersonic weapons, many hypersonic weapons, state-of-the-art electric rail guns, and even the high-powered lasers that you've been starting to read about. We have lasers where you aim the laser at a target, it just wipes it out. We're going to have, there'll be the most sophisticated lasers in the world, and the most sophisticated laser in the world will be on the battleships that we're building. They'll also carry the nuclear arms, sea-launched cruise missiles currently under development, which will be instituted pretty quickly, but they're under development and they've proven to be extremely lethal. The U.S. Navy will lead the design of these ships along with me, because I'm a very aesthetic person, alongside our partners in American industry. And we're going to have Pete Hegseth and Marco and a lot of very talented people involved, but a lot of it's already been done. We've been doing this for months. The construction will create thousands of American jobs. We're going to have the jobs be created. I mean, already we have factories being built unrelated to this, although AI will be a big factor when it comes to these ships. They'll be very AI controlled. Today's announcement is yet another step.
Make him king if he makes lasers on sharks. Make him king.
Before. Again, when you talk about 100 times the power of these massive ships that we had years ago, it's pretty amazing. And next week, I'm going to meet with the defense prime contractors. I'm going to meet with them here, Florida. And we're going to be talking about production schedules because they're too slow. We have many countries, allies, that are wanting to buy. We make the greatest equipment in the world by far. Nobody's even close, but they don't produce them fast enough. So we're going to be meeting with them to talk about the production schedules. We're going to have strong production schedules. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to build new plants. Even with the F-35, we have many people want the F-35 fighter jet, and it takes too long to deliver them to allies or to ourselves. It takes too long. The only way they're going to be able to deliver them is if they build new plants. They don't want to build new plants because that's expensive. So we're going to be discussing production schedules. We're going to be discussing CapEx spending. We'll be discussing the pay to executives where they're making $45 and $50 million a year and not being able to build quickly. They're going to make that kind of money. They have to build quickly. Again, we make the best equipment in the world, but they don't make them fast enough. And we're going to be also discussing dividends. We want the dividends to go into the creation of production facilities. So we'll be talking about all CapEx, dividends, and the pay. We're also going to be talking about buybacks. They spend so much money on buybacks. They want to buy back their stock. I don't want them to buy back their stock. I want them to put the money in plant and equipment so they can build these planes fast, rapidly, like immediately. I mean, I have sold more planes than any president by far, times probably 20. So every time I go someplace, I sell 100 planes. That includes commercial planes, Boeings, et cetera, but it also includes fighter jets. And I'm always having to say 5 years, 6 years, 7 years.
Audio's
Helicopters,
crackling.
Apache helicopters, many years. India bought them. They want to get them. They don't want to wait a long time. So we don't want to have executives making $50 million a year, issuing big dividends to everybody, and also doing buybacks. And then they say, well, we don't have the money to build a plant. They got to build plants. Plans to make F-35s, plans to make helicopters, plans to make the F-47 new jet. And that's it. And that's what I'm going to be talking to them about. They're going to start spending money on building airplanes and ships and the things that we need, not in 10 years and 15 years. We need them now. And we're strong about it. Last week, the Navy announced a brand new class of frigate, and they're going to be working with the South Korean company. Hanwha, a good company, recently agreed to invest $5 billion in Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. We're opening up the Philadelphia Shipyard, once a great yard. Now it was a long time ago decommissioned, but now it's reopening, working with the Navy and working with private companies. The record-setting defense bill I signed last week authorized $26 billion to build new ships, including destroyers and various others. We already have a lot of submarines, as you know, under construction. We're building a lot of submarines. I tell you, to be exact, we have right now 15 submarines under construction or ready to start. And we have, again, the greatest submarine in the world with our technology, like they talk about chips. Well, I would say submarines are a bigger deal than chips. We're at least 15 years ahead of any other competitor. China, Russia, nobody can come close. We're also building right now 3 large aircraft carriers in addition to the ones we have. And we have, actually, interestingly, we have a lot of submarines. How many submarines do we have now altogether?
All right, we're pausing the video so I can address this, okay? You know why? Because the audio is too fucking low.
The ones we have. And we
Okay?
have, actually, interestingly,
The audio is too low. That's why I don't watch it. Now back to this.
Approximately. Huh? What? Over 30. We have over 30. But these are the super duper subs, and there's nothing like them. So we're going to be doing from 12 to 15 brand new submarines. We have a couple of other things going on. We'll be building other elements of Navy. We'll be fixing up headquarters. We'll be fixing up places for our great sailors to live. And we're going to be working very hard with companies, but we're also going to be penalizing companies that aren't doing a good job. For instance, when they built the Ford, Gerald Ford, the cost overruns were ridiculous. That was done in Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to be talking about that with that company. The cost overruns were out of control. In World War II, the United States built upwards of 4 ships per day. Can you believe it? 4 ships a day on average. And now they weren't all big warships, but there were ships, freighters, tankers. And it's a tragedy that we allowed this incredible capability to just go astray. We don't do that much anymore. We do build our warships, but that's about it. But that's a lot. We're going to restore America as a major shipbuilding power. We're going to ensure the USA is the most powerful fleet anywhere in the world. And long into the future with battleships helping lead the way and the submarines. And again, nobody competes with us on submarines. So I just want to thank everybody. And I'd like to ask Secretary Hegseth to say a few words, followed by the Secretary. But if you would, Secretary of the Navy. But Pete's doing a fantastic job. By the way, we have drugs are down 96.2% coming into the United States, 92.6 by sea. And soon we'll be starting the same program on land. The land is much easier. But every one of those boats that we knocked out
boats and
saved
hose.
25,000 lives. So we saved 25,000 lives every time we knock out one of those boats with the drugs pouring in. And you just have to see it. It means people say, oh, gee, do you think it was really drugs? Well, just take a look. Bags all over the place. That's not fishing equipment. There's no fishing rods on those boats. They move fast. When you see a boat with 4 engines or 5 engines on, going 40, 50 miles an hour, well, they get hit. We save 25,000 lives every single time we knock out a boat. And it's over 96% stopped by sea. We're trying to figure out who the other 4% are, frankly. And we're going to have the same success, but even quicker, because it's much easier on land. If they want to come by land, they're going to end up having a big problem. They're going to get blown to pieces because we don't want our people poisoned. 300,000 people died, probably last year, 300,000. A lot of people say it was 200. Somebody said last night, it was only 175,000 people. That's like 3 stadiums, big football stadiums filled up with people died. But I think the real number is 300,000. We're not going to have that anymore. So we're doing a great job, and we enjoy doing it. Our border is secure. Our country is strong. Trillions of dollars is coming into our country from other countries and companies. They're building factories and plants, including auto plants, all over the United States of America. Without tariffs, they wouldn't be doing anything, although they were very happy with the November 5th election. But it's only because they want to avoid paying tariffs that they're all coming in. And again, the biggest number was $3 trillion in history. That was China many years ago. Now it's $18 trillion, and that's just in 10 months. We think we could hit $20 trillion. That's investment in the United States, including plant and equipment. So thank you very much. And I'll ask Pete to say a few words, and then John. And if you have any questions, we'll take them. Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, you're exactly right. There are no fishing poles, no fishermen, and no fishing boats, just drug dealers and narco terrorists. And with every strike, we're saving American lives. No other president was willing to do real deterrence. That's exactly what's happening. It's an honor to be here, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary, Secretary Rubio, to talk about what peace through strength really looks like. You can talk about it, or you can invest in it, and you can build it. And that's exactly what President Trump is doing. At the Department of War, we're restoring the warrior ethos. In fact, the president mentioned the NDAA. We put into law merit-based. We put into law getting rid of DEI and political correctness. That's now part of how our military operates. And you've seen it in record recruiting in the spirit of the Department of War. We're rebuilding the military. President Trump did it once. He's doing again with historic investments today in shipbuilding. And we're reestablishing deterrence, whether that's at the border, whether it's through Golden Dome, what happened with Midnight Hammer and what Iran found out, those drug boats, and of course the Houthis opening up the shipping lanes. American strength is back on the world stage. And the announcement of the Golden Fleet, anchored by new battleships, the biggest and most lethal ever, accomplishes all 3 of those things and marks a generational commitment to American sea power. Across the entire department, we are developing new operational concepts, deploying cutting-edge technologies, and making major investments, including in our Navy. This is happening in all domains, including space, as the president has talked about before anyone else. So it's the highest of domains and the lowest of domains under sea, and especially today in sea power, that always has to be decisive, has been in the history of America, and will continue to be under the leadership of President Trump. We will make sure that anything that flows from our country and with our allies flows freely and uncontested. New and better ships will provide that deterrent today and for generations to come. This new class, these new investments will be the types of things that for decades, for centuries, the American people will look back and thank President Trump for having the vision and the willingness to invest right now in capabilities we need today, tomorrow, and long into the future. So, Mr. President, thank you for this investment, and I'll hand it over now to the Navy Secretary.
Mr. President, Secretary Hegseth, Secretary Rubio, thank you for being here on a very consequential day. From my very first conversation with President Trump about serving as a Secretary of the Navy, he's talked about the great Iowa-class battleship and why America doesn't build ships anymore with that kind of offensive firepower that takes the fight to the enemy. During my time in the job, I've talked extensively with our combatant commanders like Admiral Paparo and Admiral Cooper and our CNO, Admiral Cottle. And what I've learned is that not only is the president's idea a good one, it's something that Navy desperately needs and now has a formal requirement for. The future Trump-class battleship, the USS Defiant, will be the largest, deadliest, and most versatile and best-looking warship anywhere on the world's oceans. I want to thank the president for his vision to make this game-changing capability for the United States Navy. The Iowa was designed to go on the attack with the biggest guns, and that's exactly what will define the Trump-class battleships. Offensive firepower from the biggest guns of our era. This ship isn't just to swat the arrows. It is going to reach out and kill the archers. And for the first time in generations, we'll have a new leg in America's nuclear deterrence because the Trump-class battleship will carry the nuclear-armed sea-launched cruise missile. Striking dominance isn't all that the Trump class.
It's like Trump is building a cruise line. It's fucking awesome.
Size and capacity to serve as a flagship for our fleet commanders so that they can command and control naval forces far out to sea. As shown in the series, and the president mentioned it, Victory at Sea, Admirals Bull Halsey and Raymond Spruance commanded the war in the Pacific from their battleship flagships during World War II. Now this new battleship will command everything from warships to drones and everything in between. We're going to make battle groups great again. And this is just one piece of the president's golden fleet that we're going to build with the investments he talked about. A new frigate, the right frigate, the one our warfighters have told us they need. More amphibious power for our Marines with new capabilities like the medium landing ship. As part of the Navy's high-low mix, we're moving out aggressively on unmanned vessels with funding from the president's One Big Beautiful Bill to bring options to the fight and pull new, non-traditional defense partners into the American shipbuilding ecosystem. And we're making a generational investment in support ships. Logistics wins wars, and that kind of shipbuilding is the spark that will ignite the industrial base and help power the commercial shipbuilding that the president has called for. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we will have more tonnage and firepower under construction than ever before in our history. Building the president's Golden Fleet means jobs across the United States now. There'll be work for shipyards everywhere, from Philadelphia to San Diego, from Maine to Mississippi, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. And for manufacturers that will build components for this battleship in every state. The president has been clear. We must bring back our American maritime industrial might. And he has told me many times that as Secretary of the Navy, it is my job to equip our sailors to win the fight at sea with the finest ships in our history. To conclude, the USS Defiant battleship will inspire awe and reverence for the American flag whenever it pulls into a foreign port. It will be a source of pride for every American when it brings home our brave sailors who will sail defiant, raise their fists, and say, we are peace through strength. And our adversaries will know when the Trump-class USS Defiant appears on the horizon, American victory at sea is inevitable. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, when a conflict arises, you are going to ask not one, but two questions. Where are the carriers and where are the battleships?
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Hell yeah.
I just want to mention that John Phelan is one of the most successful businessmen in the country, in our country. It's been a tremendous success, and he wanted to do this. And for nothing, he's taken probably the largest salary cut in history. But he wanted to do it. He wants to rebuild our Navy, and you needed that kind of a brain to do it properly. So I just wanted to give you a little information on him, which is probably enough. But one of the most successful men in the country, and he's that because he understands it, and he understands finance in addition to what we're talking about. Somebody who's doing a fantastic job is Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. And Marco, maybe say a few words, and then we'll answer some questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I don't have much to add. This is a phenomenal presentation. Thank you, Mr. President. This is American industrial power returning. This is the ability, once again, to rebuild, to have industry in the United States. This is generational in the change, not just in terms of applying American war power, increasing our ability to protect the seas. The U.S. Navy is the single biggest source of peace in the world of all of our forces because it gives us a global footprint. But it rebuilds American industrial capacity. The ability to make things again in our country has been critical to what the president's agenda has been all about, and this is a tangible reminder of it. And I know the country's grateful for it, and generations of Americans will be grateful for it. So thank you.
Thank you, Marco. By the way, I think I'd just like to point out that these ships are made of steel as opposed to aluminum. It's a big difference, as you know. Battleships, the great battleships, had 6- and 7-inch steel hulls. And these are going to be likewise made out of very powerful steel. Our steel industry is coming back very strongly, by the way. It's coming back at record numbers.
Very
And
strongly.
we're going to be using them for the steel, but as opposed to an aluminum side, which in all fairness is not the same. So, John, we're going with all steel, I understand. And that's going to be something that people are surprised, more expensive, but not even comparable in terms of the importance and the strength. Yeah, please.
What's your timetable for these first two ships, and do you see them as a counter to China?
We're going to start almost immediately, and we'll probably talk in about 2.5 years.
And in terms of the mission, do you see it as a counter to China?
It's a counter to everybody. It's not China. We get along great with China. I have a great relationship with President Xi, and not China. It's just everybody. You don't know who comes along. But we just wanted peace through strength. Hopefully we never have to use them, but there will never be anything built like these. Think of it. Those battleships are incredible. These have 100 times the power. Think of that. I mean, and they were big and they were powerful. You know, I thought about taking some that are in dry dock and changing them. And then when I said that, you know, if we did, it would be about, we could increase, if we doubled them, they'd be at like just a tiny fraction of what one of these was. This is the new technology, which is incredible. So we decided pretty early on not to do that. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, Julio Rosas with Most Peaceful Media. You just referenced the lower amount of illegal drugs that are coming by sea, and you just said that you're going to start that same program on land soon. Are you just referring to Venezuela, or are you referring to other countries in Latin America?
Anywhere drugs are pouring in, anywhere, not just Venezuela. Yes.
Speaking of Venezuela, oil. What are we going to do with the oil that we have?
Going to do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic?
Maybe
oil
we'll sell
reserve?
it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
About Venezuela, sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro Venezuela would mean for them, of what coming back and restarting
All
operations?
the big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
Why do you feel like this initiative was neglected for so many years? And does this come amidst the rising tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela?
We're talking about with Venezuela?
Yes.
Well, you had a different kind of a president before me. They didn't mind being ripped off. They didn't mind being robbed. They didn't mind drugs pouring into our country. They didn't mind the jails of Venezuela and Trinidad being emptied into the U.S., where they take over Colorado and other places. I do mind. So you had a different kind of a president. I hope people are enjoying it because we've never been respected more than we are now. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full...
What?
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. either friendly or not friendly, but they, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers. And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. And as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. Mar-a-Lago, this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein years ago, many years ago. And they're, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others. And they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership. But Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents, and there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question, because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation of somebody.
Which is what Trump predicted.
So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success. Look, we have $18 trillion coming into our country. We have, I believe, we're going to have the most successful economy in history. We inherited a mess. Now prices are coming way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in some states, $1.99, $1.97, $1.95 a gallon. $1.95. Think of that. A gallon. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Epstein. And the problem is a lot of Democrats are being caught up in the web, like Larry Summers. Larry Summers was the head of Harvard. He's now been forced to resign from every board he's on, and he was thrown off the Harvard board. Now he was at Epstein's Island a lot. I wasn't. I never went there, by the way. But fortunately, it's nice. But I never went there. But a lot of people did go there. But instead of talking about the battleships, or instead of talking about most favored nations, drugs, we're bringing down drug prices like at a level that has never even been thought of, by thousands. Think of it, by 1,000%, by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400% in some cases. A drug that sells for $10 in London is costing $130 in New York. We're bringing it down to $20, and they're going to go up to 20.
That's nice.
So they're going from 10 to 20, which is a doubling. It's a doubling. It's a lot, but it's a doubling. But we're going down to 20. So we're going down, if you can do your own math, but it's 2,000%, 3,000%. It's pretty amazing. And the New York Times had a story about it, a small story, way in the back of the paper. It's the single biggest thing to happen with respect to drugs probably in 50 years. It's never been anything like this. In my first term, I was able to get drug prices down 0.25%. It's the first time in 28 years that they went down. 0.25%. I was so proud of myself. Now we're doing them 2,000%, 1,500%, 1,200%. That pill that sold for $130 will now be selling, as an example, for $20, because the rest of the world took advantage of us. Without tariffs, I could have never done it. I called up the heads of the countries, as an example. France, I spoke to a very good man, President Macron of France. And I said, Emmanuel, you have to raise your drug prices. He said, no, we will not do that. I said, you have to. He said, no, I don't want to do that. Look, you're asking me if I go to $10 to $20, you're going to come way down to 20. We don't want to do that. Now, in all fairness, no other president even tried. But if they did try, there was actually a fake story in stupid USA Today. I didn't even think they'd make it anymore. I haven't. But I saw a story where Biden was trying to do this. Biden never tried to do it. Biden didn't know he was alive. He never tried to do it. But they're taking it from $10 to $20. So he would say, and the other leader said the same thing. No, we won't do it. I said, no, you're going to do it 100%. They said, nope, we're not doing it. We're not going to double our price. Because, again, if you go from $10 to $20, they're doubling their price. We're coming down, though, from $130 to $20 because we're going to get the lowest drug prices in the world. Whatever the lowest price is called favored nations, we're going to have the lowest price. So I said, no, you're going to. No, I will not do this. Politically, it's unacceptable. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to do it 100%. Please accept it now. Be nice. You're going to do it 100%. No, I will not. I said, yes, you are. He said, why do you keep telling me I am when I'm not? Because if you don't do it, I'm going to put a 25% tariff on everything France sells into the United States of America. And that's approximately 20 times more than I'm asking for with respect to drug prices. He said, I see. I agreed to do it. Every other country said the exact same thing. They all said, nope, I will not do it. I said, all right, on Monday morning, you'll have the 25% tariff, everything you sell. In the case of France, it was wine, champagne, cars, everything they sell. It's 25 to 30 times the price of what we're talking about at 25%. Every single country agreed. And that was the big problem. The drug companies were difficult, but fine, because we have a certain control over the drug companies. We had no control over these foreign nations. So every single country has agreed to do this. So we will take that pill price down as an example, talking about not just pills, we're talking about everything. We'll take it down from $130 a pill down to $20 a pill. And the rest of the world will take it from $10 a pill up to $20. It's the biggest thing ever to happen, and it's barely covered in the New York Times because it's a fake newspaper. Yeah.
Mr. President, on shipbuilding, how is the administration plan to ensure that there's sufficient workforce availability as you're producing these ships?
Could you speak up?
How does the administration plan to ensure there is sufficient workforce availability as you're producing these ships?
We're going to have it. We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us. We're going to have tremendous workforce. And in order to operate you're always going to need people. You know, you can have robots, but you're going to have to get somebody to start those robots, and you're going to have to improve the robots. But we're going to have
We're going to have the best robots.
Plus manpower. So we're going to have enough. We're going to need the help of robots and other forms of, I guess you could say, employment. We're going to be employing a lot of artificial things, but the beauty is we're going to have more jobs than we've ever had. Just so you know, a number came out the other day. We have more jobs right now in the United States. More people are working right now in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. Think of that. Pretty amazing. So we'll have the help of, mechanical help, if you want to call it that, but we'll have tremendous employment. They'll be paid a lot of money. They'll do better than they ever did. Okay. Yeah.
Mr. President, some may have been expecting a different kind of announcement today, hearing your Secretary of War and Secretary of State here. You mentioned strikes on land in Venezuela more than 15 times, even now, just in your recent remarks. Why should Maduro take your threats seriously? And
he can do whatever he wants.
What's your end game?
Maduro?
What's your end game?
There's no answer. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, we have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had, and by far the biggest we've ever had in South America. He could do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough. But they sent their prisoners into us. They sent people from jails, prisons. They sent people from mental institutions and insane asylums into the United States, just walked right in because Biden had an open border policy. What the Biden administration did to our country can never be forgotten. They took in millions and millions, 25 million people over the course of 4 years. Many of those people were murderers and drug dealers, prisoners, rough prisoners, 11,888 murders. More than half of them killed more than one person. They came into our country. Now, I spoke to Kristi Noem today. I spoke to Tom Homan today. He came down to see me. And we had a great meeting. They've done an amazing job. We're getting them out. We're getting them out very fast. But this should have never happened. But Venezuela was Venezuela took advantage of the open borders that Biden created more than any other country. Tren de Aragua, we had gangs all over. Look, I mean, you have a very weak governor in Colorado. Look what happened in Colorado where they would occupy apartment houses. And he didn't want to do anything about it because he was scared. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, please.
So in response to the United States taking sanctioned oil from Venezuela, Colombian President Gustavo Petro criticized the United States by saying, well, the Southwest is stolen land and that it should be returned to Latin America. I just wanted to know what your response to that is.
Well, he has to watch because, you know, he's got drug factories. They make cocaine in Colombia. And he's no friend of the United States. He's very bad guy. And he's got to watch his ass because he makes cocaine and they send it into the United States of America from Colombia. We love the Colombian people. I love the Colombian people. They're great people, energetic, smart, great. But their new leader is a troublemaker. And he better watch it. You better close up those cocaine factories. They have at least 3 major cocaine factories. We know where they are. He better close them up fast, yeah. By the way, it's made and sold into the United States. Comes through Mexico.
Thank you, sir. You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
How do you? What do you see that role entailing? And is it still your intention that Greenland
Well, he
become
called me,
part of
and
the
you know,
U.S.?
he viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, "I'm governor of Louisiana," and he said, "I would love." I didn't call him; he called me. He's very proactive. He's a great guy. He's a deal guy. He's a deal maker type guy. And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. They say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat. Well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. So we'll have to work it all out. But he felt very strongly, we need it for we need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it. And he wanted to lead the charge. So we're making him, Marco, today, a special envoy to Greenland. Greenland's a big deal. Yeah.
On Ukraine, can you give an update on the talks that took place this past weekend, and could a trilateral discussion of sort be the next step for Ukrainian, U.S. and Russian
delegations? So the talks in Ukraine, Russia are going along. They lost, as you know, 27,000 soldiers last month, mostly soldiers, some people in Kiev, etc., but mostly soldiers. And the talks are going along. And I say that, you know, there's tremendous hatred between these two leaders. Between President Putin, President Zelensky, tremendous hatred. And I hope we can get it done. We are talking. Talks are going okay. But, you know, I've solved 8 wars. And Thailand is starting to shape up. You know, they started with Cambodia. They started up again. But I think, Marco, we have that in pretty good shape to have that stopped. So we stopped 8 wars. And I thought this would be in the middle of the pack, but maybe easy, but in the middle of the pack. But there's a lot of hatred between those two people. And when there's hatred, there's, you know. But we stopped one war 38 years, one war 35 years, one war was going on for 32 years. And we stopped, think of it, we stopped a potential nuclear war between Pakistan and India. And the head of Pakistan, highly respected general, he's a field marshal. And also the prime minister of Pakistan said, President Trump saved 10 million lives, maybe more, by getting that war. You know, 8 planes were shot down. That war was starting to rage. And he actually said the other day that President Trump saved 10 million lives, maybe more. So We solved all these wars. The only one I haven't solved yet is Russia, Ukraine.
Are you still pushing for the Christmas Day deadline with Russia and Ukraine? And have you spoken with Putin or Zelensky or plan to push the deal?
I'll do whatever I have to do. I mean, I'd like to see it stop. Look, we don't lose any money on that war anymore. You know, Biden gave $350 billion, and who knows what happened to it. We now sell missiles, planes, all of the best military equipment. We sell it to NATO. We got NATO to go from 2% GDP to 5%. Nobody believed that to this day. Nobody's going to write that, but nobody believed it. And they take that money and they pay it to the United States for weapons. So we sell weapons to NATO. We sell full price. We sell weapons to NATO, and NATO takes those weapons and probably distributes them, but gives a lot of them to Ukraine. So we don't lose any money like we did with Biden. He was spending money like a fool. He was a fool. What he did to our country is so horrible. But he gave $350 billion between cash, gave a lot of cash, $350 between cash and weapons. You remember at the beginning of that whole thing, I gave them javelins. Javelins are the anti-tank busters. And President Obama at the time gave them sheets. I gave them javelins. They gave them sheets. But you know, the bottom line is I think they're all tired of that war. Everyone's tired of that war. It's got to stop. Yeah, please.
The U.S. was in active pursuit of a sanctioned oil tanker yesterday. Are you able to share what became of that tanker? Was the U.S. able to seize it?
No, it's moving along, and we'll end up getting it. Yeah, we're actually pursuing it. Can you imagine? Because it came from the wrong location. It came out of Venezuela, and it was sanctioned. Yeah, please.
Ultimate goal in Venezuela to force Maduro from power.
Well, I think it probably would. I can't tell that. That's up to him what he wants to do. I think it would be smart for him to do that. But again, we're going to find out. Look, Venezuela did terrible things to the United States. They sent hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people into our open border. They sent their criminals. They sent their prisoners. They sent their drug dealers. They sent their mentally insane and incompetent people into our country more than any other country. Others did too. The Congo did. Others did too. And we just let them come right in because we were run by a stupid president. But you don't have a stupid president anymore.
Mr. President, have you set up the meeting with the healthcare insurers just yet? And what are you hoping to get? How
I'll
are
be
you hoping
setting
to
it up.
lower
I think we're
costs?
going to meet with healthcare, the healthcare insurers, the insurance companies. So what I'm asking for in healthcare is very simple. Obamacare is a disaster. I call it the Unaffordable Care Act. Unaffordable as opposed to, it's unaffordable. They're going to have a tremendous increase in premiums, which is Obamacare, which is them, the Democrats' fault. They'll try and blame Republicans. It has nothing to do with us. It's the Democrats' fault. What I want to do is we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year that go to insurance companies. I want that money to go to the people and let the people buy their own health care. And everybody loves it. It's become our issue. Now, before I do that, I'll meet with the insurance companies, just as I met with the drug companies. As you know, we're meeting with 4 other drug companies, Johnson & Johnson, but they've all agreed. We're meeting with them this week. It's coming. It'll be a similar meeting. They've all agreed. But nobody would have thought the drug companies were going to do what they did, where they're giving away free drugs. And they've been so great, okay? And we have most favored nations. Nobody thought that was possible. I don't think any other president ever tried to get it because they never thought they could. But with respect to the insurance companies, I want to meet. There's essentially 14 of them, 10 big, but there's a total of 14 pretty much, pretty big. And I want to meet with them and I want to say, I want you to cut your rates way down, way down. And maybe if they do that, we'll be able to not cut them out. We'll be able to continue to deal with them, which is probably a little easier process. I think the best process is pay the money directly to the people, let them buy their own health care. But I'm going to meet with them the first week back. I do it now, but they're trying to come up with a schedule. They want to meet badly. They've told me, but they want to come up with a schedule. I said, make it a good schedule. Your rates have to come way down. We're also going to meet with other insurance companies because under Biden, the insurance rates have gone through the roof. Auto insurance, home insurance. I mean, insurance companies are making far more than they're entitled to make. So we're going to be doing that. But just in the meantime, we'll be meeting with the insurance companies in the first week, the first few days back, in Washington because they're trying to come up with a proposal that will satisfy me. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. I hope you're going to enjoy the battleships. They're going to be beautiful. Thank you. And have a great Christmas if I don't speak to you. Thank you very much.
Good old Trump. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trump making battleships great again. Good stuff indeed. And Merry Christmas to President Trump and to all of you in the chat as well. So, all right. So we're at 3.5 hours. I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys. I think I highlighted all the super chats that came in while he was talking. Let's see. Why is Benny saying war in his thumbnail? Is that what he's got? That's pretty funny. Yeah, so we're gonna I might do a gaming stream with Jay. I guess Jay was in the chat. Jay's trying to pressure me into doing a Fortnite stream tonight over on D-Day Cobra Gaming, so we'll see what happens. Programming note, Wednesday there won't be a gaming stream because that's Christmas Eve. So no gaming stream, at least from the crew. Whether I do something, I don't know. But obviously it's Christmas week. I hope you're enjoying time with your friends and family. And of course, I know you're not talking politics at the dinner table. You would never do that because that would be very disrespectful. And we don't want to talk politics at the dinner table. You would never, ever want to do something like that because, we don't want to have arguments and stuff like that, right? Nobody's arguing at the dinner table about politics, right? All of you are behaving. No politics at the dinner table. Would never do something like that. Magamite says, Merry MAGA Christmas. That is right. Oh, yeah, never. Not like this. I've got this one clip right here, if I could find it. One of the great Trump memes. Although I've bookmarked so much crap, I don't know how long it'll take me to find it. But this is pretty much how most of the dinner discussions will go. For many of you right here, this is probably how it goes right here.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.
That's how it goes right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with that one. You guys have a good evening, and maybe I'll see you for gaming tonight. It's just a lot going on I'm trying to deal with. So hopefully we'll do a Fortnite stream tonight. So have a good night, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.